Ngayon tampién.
Hmm?
Go to live and tampién. Do it here, just
Okay. Can you do it there?
yeah.
Did you know you can make more money selling on Walmart than on Amazon? Walmart has created more money selling on Walmart.
What are you, the queen?
I can pin this out here.
Hmm?
Yeah. Oh, Mercury actually buhay real life.
How are you, Mercury 3?
Let's change his name.
You didn't change it. He added it.
Actual channel. No, that's buhay
Bullhigh means
life.
life.
Well, it depends on how you. There's a buhay means alive, and there's buhay means life.
Oh, yeah.
Chanoy in the
Philippines.
Philippines. Hello, host.
Hello, how are you? We are doing great. Happy to have you. Happy to have you. So Mercury 3, is it life or alive?
Mercury say hello, bro, from Kano in the Philippines.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to play the remote control guy. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know how to the pin here. Sometimes doesn't work.
Pinoy in the Philippines. What part of the Philippines are you in, may I ask?
J3, hello. Mercury 3, actual buhay. Doing good, watching our show in an hour.
Hello, y'all. See, he says it's alive. See, Mercury knows.
Well, how she stated, buhay means life, or
Well, it's his channel. He knows what his channel's called. We've dropped a link if anybody wants to come up for a visit.
it's alive. All right.
It's alive! There's
There's
a movie of Roddy Piper called that. It's alive, about aliens, and they had to wear the sunglasses, and you could see the skeleton type alien X-ray guys that were trying to kill us or take over the planet.
Hey, Kanoy, where is my beer?
Well, Mercury, I don't know, but my guess would be, since you're in the U.S. and they're in the Philippines, it's in the Philippines.
Did you look over the fence? Let me have those. Huh?
No, Lorelai doesn't like it when I drive.
Did you look over in the fence? J3, hey, Kanoy. Kanoy said, I am actually in Toronto, Canada right now.
Ah, so you guys are kind of over the fence neighbors.
So you need a beer because it's called Alive or Life. Live. See, that's what I said.
No.
Hello, Merc from J3.
Mercury, you're making her head big because she's already thinks she's smarter than all of us. You know, look at the smile. See it? Starting to smile. See? Well, she's like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I
Oh,
really
the
did.
house in. Hey, Daisy, you go to sleep. It's bedtime now. I'm glad it's not a real one.
You poked me. What?
You poked me in the eye last time I picked over the fence. Oh, your neighbor, Kanoy.
What TV show was it that had the great fence with Tim Allen? Remember? He had the neighbor. I can't remember the neighbor's name, but he lived on the other side of the fence. And when Tim needed advice, he'd go out and ask
Will you stay there? You stay there.
the guy's name, and for advice. And all you'd ever see is this much of his head from peeking over the fence. I like that show. What are you doing, Lorelai? Why are you tearing things up?
It depends on how it used to like my Pinoy. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. It depends on how you said. It depends how it used like many Pinoy words. Yep. It depends how
Well,
you
that's what I
say the
said.
buhay.
Well, that's what I was saying to you. It all depends. I mean, if you would just listen to me about your own language once in a while, problem would be solved.
Hey, whoever wife is watching, the trick is just be patient because you have the card to spend money.
You see my quote for Tuesday night, right? I love being married. It is so great to find the one special person you want to annoy for the rest of your life.
Oh my goodness.
I put that in our marriage license when we got married.
Tool time. I forgot the show name with
Tim
Tim
Allen.
Allen.
Yeah, Tool Time.
Wow, how your brain working? That's a long movie.
Movie is a series,
Oh,
TV series in the 90s.
Yeah, and we're 2020 now. How you remember those?
Because
we're in America. We keep repeating stuff.
Mercury and I are brilliant. That's why.
Brilliant.
Have you figured out by now?
Brilliant is smarter than the word smart.
I almost had the guy's name on the other side of the fence. Boy, it just about came to me.
Ding! It's over. Home improvement.
Yeah. Tool Time was his television show within the Home Improvement television show. He had the 3 kids and the wife, and Al was his assistant. The guy with the beard was his assistant.
Galing. It's galing tayo. There's a dance on that one. Ang galing ko sumaya.
Kanoy, Mercury, Jay, you want to come up and visit with us? You're more than welcome. We're gonna have some
Hope
excitement.
you guys will not complain how you get married because it's the line up there is being married. The timeline.
Timeline? I don't see a timeline.
Yeah, the headline.
No, it's not. We love our lives.
Galing ko sumaya.
We love our lives.
No. You go in there. You go to bed.
Our dog doesn't want to go to bed.
You want to be part of the pack. She's part of the pack.
Or she's looking for food or a treat. One of the two. That's not a treat.
No food.
It's not.
It's recorded.
We got a lot going on this coming up week.
Next week I'm going to get my fingerprint.
She's
So put a fingerprint. They're not getting my fingerprint, but to get the nationality certificate, not for the Filipino citizen.
Yes. Next week we'll be in Houston, Texas. And we'll be in Houston, Texas. I thought you were driving the bus.
No, she just pop it out.
You keep forgetting.
Mercury, I'll start the laptop until my wife is ready to watch our show. Course of
Oak
Island.
I know. We watch it too. We just record it.
This will take a bit to get started.
No worries. But yes, we're going to be in Houston, Texas. Saturday technically we're going to be in Dallas, Texas.
We have a babysitter.
Yeah, we met with our house sitter, babysitter today.
The doggy sitter.
Doggy sitter. Got her all squared away. You're not paying attention. See, you're driving the bus, but you don't know where we're going.
Fuffy Show. Hi.
Hello to you. Welcome. Welcome to
Beat that dog.
Welcome to our Tuesday night chit chat with noisy dogs. So you're new to us. So are you in the Philippines or in the United States?
Are you racist? There are only 2 countries in the
There's
world.
only 2 countries in the whole world. Don't you guys realize that? The Philippines. Well, we like Australia, and well, we like.
Canada, eh? But
Well, yeah,
this
Canada's
Canada
in the house. Well, Canada's not really a country. It's kind of like a northern state that we didn't want.
No, you're so mean. Ganon, my husband needs more room. Maybe he wants your beer. That's why he's
Maybe.
acting like that.
Maybe I need his beer.
Yeah, remember the neighbor.
Now, look, in full disclosure, I got a brother who's married to a Canadian. So,
That's why, because she don't like you.
well, let's just say I'm not her favorite person.
Your favorite brother-in-law. Leave your dog. I like your dog. Thank you. Our dog spoiled. J3. I would come up, but my jaw is killing me right now.
Just rest. Don't, you know.
Is she sick? You get a tooth?
No, probably has a toothache.
No.
Maybe.
Just put some ice. Your Jenny will tell you the same thing. Put like those, like a leaf when your jaw is hurting. You put some. Well, herbal. That's what the Philippines doing.
You want to put puta. I don't. Oh yeah. You want to put Novocaine on it.
That's why I said Fuffy. Fuffy. Where are you from?
Is it? I think it's Fafi.
Fa is F.
It's a cool
They
name.
pronounce
though.
it F. F.
It is a cool name.
Fuffy. Or Fafai. Fafai.
We like our dogs. They're fat, spoiled like us. They're so spoiled that when we go somewhere, they get their own personal yaya.
Mm. Yeah,
You
let me
know.
see how's this Fafai.
Good news is we trust the yaya. Because we got to go on the road in a couple of days.
Man, I cannot look at this thing.
We're going to go to Dallas, Texas. We're going to do a bunch of videos. I've told Lorelai earlier that when we're driving, she can do live streams. But the key is she can't do any live streams when I'm driving and I'm lost and I'm pissed off in traffic, because that'll make me look bad. So she can only do it when we're happy, not lost in traffic. So that's kind of the rule. But we're going to, we found out.
I don't know, I can comment it. Mercury said, cool, I'm a dog fat and spoiled by my wife.
See? He's kind.
Balot, oh, John Baker, my wife brushed with baking soda. It stopped her toothache, and I make my own with the baking soda and coconut oil.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go, J3. You need to buy a coconut baking soda, and you gurgle it.
I had an abscess one time.
Are you going to
really
leave where
What?
JFK got shot? What's that?
Oh, down in Dallas. No. At the book depository, John F. Kennedy. He was the president.
Oh,
He was killed the year I was born.
I know it's John Kennedy.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you think? He's a music star?
No.
My wife is so young.
No, he's in the, because the white person don't like him because he's kind of doing in the black people. Yeah.
Okay.
They shoot him on
Yeah, they killed him.
Yeah, and the next time his brother.
No, we're not going there. Well, I have a brother that lives in Fort Worth, and I got a sister that lives in Houston.
Oh, girlfriend is calling. That's sweet. Yeah, you better answer that one, or your girlfriend got mad.
Yeah, but we'll be here. Yeah, better talk to your girlfriend. It's very important to keep them happy.
Yeah, because who's your calling? Why take you so long?
That's what she did all the time we were dating. Oh my goodness. You know, she even
Well, your
stayed on.
phone is in the
Oh my
bathroom or you're in
God.
closet.
Like, you know, if I didn't get the phone on the first ring from the Philippines in America,
Who's calling you at 8 o'clock in the night?
you know, I
Why
mean,
you answering?
oh my goodness, it's horrible.
I didn't change. I'm still the same.
Yeah, we're just going down to Dallas to hang out, visit a family, a brother, and then we got to go to Houston for Lorelei's dual citizenship fingerprinting. She
Yeah, and
already,
get the certificate there.
yeah, pick
Oh.
up the paperwork.
And when you get the certificate, you need to bring your natural
Yeah, you,
registration, like American citizen, then your marriage contract, and your old passport. If you're married, to prove that your old passport
mhm.
has the same thing in your birth certificate. Oh
And
my!
then,
This dog.
then I got a sister that lives in Houston, so we'll probably have dinner with her one of the nights, and then we'll come back.
Hi, hold on. Hi, Joe and Jenny from John.
Yeah.
Hi, Mercury from John. Fafi Show said you can Kiniteri. You see how our face look? Hey, you make our Joe drop Fafa Show. Yeah, you get us that one. You Kiniteri.
But Lorelei's really excited
Hey, John Baker from Mercury.
because one, we're getting out of the house, and we haven't been out of the house in like 500 years. And we're going to go to Jollibee in
And
Dallas.
it's Jollibee.
Because, you know, and we'll go to the one in Houston. But what Lorelei just found out was the Jollibee in Dallas,
It's drive-through.
drive-through only, cash only.
And sometimes you need to have an extra to bring a cash, because the last time that a day ago that the customer complained because their
Thingy didn't work.
yeah, that's why they need cash and they're missing something and the chicken is dry whatsoever, but there's a 22 cars in front of her.
Wow.
And after that, when she went to 22, when she's timed, she said, oh, we only need cash.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know what else we're doing in Dallas, but
No, Mercury is on the house. In the house. Hold on. Can you do it again? Oh, there you go.
hello, my friend. How are you today?
Very tired.
Ooh, early. You're tired at 8 o'clock?
I'm at that age now.
We're tired all the time.
Yeah. Well, I've been getting up. Well, I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning last night. I went to bed at 8:30.
Yeah.
Laid back down. Got up about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it's just been one of those days. Dragging.
Yeah, especially when it's cold. Like it's still deer season.
Yeah.
You went to deer hunting?
No, deer season is over.
Huh. We have
Because I asked you first.
we have January hunting here in Arkansas. We have a January season.
Well, they have extended seasons. I just don't. I haven't been doing them the last several years. This is the first time in a long time that I actually went out deer hunting this year. We got 2 deer. We're happy.
Does your son know how to kill the deer or shoot the deer?
One of my sons did. The other two didn't have the opportunity. They were there. They just didn't see anything.
Wow, that's hard though.
So how's your weather up there? Did you finally get any snow?
Oh yeah, we've got snow. We got too much snow. Matter of fact, I'm giving it away free. Pick up only, no delivery, and take as much as you want from the sidewalk and driveway.
John Baker.
Make a halo.
There's a lot of yellow halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did my video on Hollow.
There's no good for the halo.
Yeah, the shade guy. Well, you don't want it to snow, but
I know that before I came in America.
especially the yellow snow.
I hope it's not brown.
Occasionally, you'll get that too.
You will. But yes, if you didn't see my video, I made a video on how to turn hollow hollow into a cupcake.
Yeah, that tastes good, but
But what? Wait a
kind of
minute.
small. You need a little bit bigger.
No, I like them to be small cupcakes so they're easier to eat. I don't like to have food all over my face.
That's my New Year's resolution, better.
Yeah,
I like one bite snacks. You put the whole
right.
snack in your mouth, take a sip of coffee, and it goes down great.
That's
The photo is a little bit thicker, the flavor or fruit from inside will not break apart, it's fall apart. You know what I'm saying?
but if you're a good chef like me, you can get the flavor in a small bite. That's what Mercury's saying. He's saying that David is.
But
How's that work?
Now you're breaking up on this end a little bit. I don't know if it's me or y'all.
Well, Lorelai was just saying that she has a New Year's resolution
it's not no, David.
to be nice to me.
Oh, she broke that one already.
Silly.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just went
it's
back on our
dry.
diet. We
There's no
were keto for most of the year last year, keto diet. And we went off mid-November
those
during hunting season, Thanksgiving, pushed it off till New Year, and now we're back on it.
So what's your
Okay, I missed something.
what's your primary objective? So what are you doing keto wise? Are you getting rid of the sugar, the carbs, or
Trying to get rid of weight. Last year I lost 51 pounds right away, and I'm hoping, and I gained 10 of it back over my sabbatical, I guess you call it. And
um,
I just want to have good weight. My blood pressure was perfect. Was almost off my blood pressure medications, and a lot of the other problems that I physically had pretty much went away on the keto diet. So just trying to get back into that.
you
Yeah,
cut off most like carbs or
yeah. We cut out
what? Eating more
we
green?
cut we cut out all sugar, and so there's zero sugar in our diet, and we're between 12 and 24 grams of carbohydrates per day if we're lucky. Eat high fat, moderate protein, very low carb. We eat
protein, low
vegetable.
carb, no sugar?
What's that?
High protein, low carb, no sugar.
No, high fat, moderate protein, no sugar.
High
So the
fat.
more, yep, the more fat you get, and especially if it's from grass-fed animals, you get the micronutrients in the
Still,
fat. That's why when I was studying it last year, people were saying, "Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Your body needs this. Your body needs that." Well, why does your body turn everything into fat? Why do we get fat? Why do we not get sugar? Why do we not get plant? We get fat because your body converts it into fat, because your body can restore that and use it as energy faster than it can anything. But it likes sugar. Your body likes sugar. It's one of the most easiest ways, but it'll store sugar as fat as well for a later date. So your body loves to use and convert fat, and it's very fast.
Sugar is a drug. Hello, Marty. How are you? What?
no,
You're
I
not a
don't.
good
My computer's trying to restart on me here. I might.
drop.
Yeah. How do you get rid of this?
just cancel it.
Well, it's not letting me hit remind later. All right.
Um,
That's your system. Maybe it's just automatically not like an alarm set up.
so, Marty Shop, how are you today? We hope you're doing well. That your spouse is being sweeter to you than my spouse is being to me. Special.
J3, kumusta ka kaibigan? Mardy Duffy. Harang to skincare.
Mhm. That's good. Skincare is good.
Well, that's annoying.
Some of this terminology I don't understand.
Yeah, sugar, I think, is so addictive that it's unbelievable. If we could ever get sugar out of our diet, we would be much better.
This is
Well, based on what I've researched over the last year and a half, sugar is an inflammatory, and certain ailments, viruses, feed on sugar. And according to some research and doctors that have followed, even cancer is sugar fed.
Yeah.
See, all carbohydrates are sugar, or all sugars are carbohydrates, but not all carbohydrates are sugars.
Ah, maybe we need to get a book on it and read it.
yeah, too much protein can turn into fat. That's why.
So that's why I'm fat because I'm so much protein.
No, you don't eat protein.
I'm all protein.
I'm fat because I have no self discipline when it comes to good food.
There you go.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I love food and I love to overeat.
You know, when David has a foot surgery, it took him like a 2 months in bed. He lost weight doing nothing because I'm the one who's feeding him. No, he lost nothing. He lost weight doing nothing because I'm the one who's preparing his meal in bed. And after that, when he's all right, then he gain weight.
See, like my wife, being Filipina, when she seen the success and the less problems that I had, she tried the keto diet. She didn't think she could do it because of rice and
Hmm.
things like puto and all the other yummy things, pancit. And she didn't think she could do it. She did it, and she felt so good. And I was the one that kind of said, well, Thanksgiving's coming around, and and then Christmas, and why don't
Yeah,
we
treat
just go off?
ourselves.
Well, we have been so. My arthritis is 3 times as bad as it was. It's manageable when I'm not on tomatoes. I didn't realize how bad tomatoes were for my body. That's a huge inflammatory. That's one of my body's no-nos. I love Italian food. Pizza, spaghetti, all the good stuff. Chili. And I got diverticulitis, and every time I eat tomatoes, it irritates that.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
it
the
flares
same.
up.
I have an allergy to tomatoes
So Marty says, I'm at work, just stopping by to shout out
and tell
and
that.
to gossip. Because that's what girls do.
Marty, thank you for
We love,
checking.
yeah, we love having you stick around. Tell your people at work that it's more important
Gossip
to
turn in the
God.
morning.
No, come on. Let's put it in perspective. But
It's a therapy.
I like cheese too much. I'm such a cheese freak. I could eat.
I need protein every day.
Well, see the thing with cheese, it depends on what cheese you're getting. Cheese is very keto. It's keto friendly. You can have cheese. I love cheese. I love goat cheese. That's one of my favorite. It's expensive, but one block of goat cheese will last me like a week for a snack, and then I don't get those hunger cravings because I go OMAD 1 meal a day. When I'm on a high fat, I'll eat a high fat meal, whether it be a half a pound of bacon and some eggs or whatever. And I'm good if I get a little hunger pain at night, grab a piece of goat cheese.
How big was your block of goat cheese?
I, the size, the
8 ounce.
dimensions of like, yeah, about that. It comes in the size about the Kraft singles pack, about like that. It's almost a pound, between 8 and 12 ounces, depends on, and it's usually right around $9 to $10 per block for 8 to 12 ounces.
A day?
Oh
No,
no, not a day. No, 8 to 12 ounces. I just take off a sliver and eat it. Um, it'll last me about a week.
Oh, maybe 3 days. Gee.
Well, we went to Aldi's and we found this keto bread because you got your carbs and then you got your net carbs, and that's a whole thing in itself. If there's fiber in it, a certain amount of fiber negates so many carbohydrates. So you can get zero. It can have 12 carbohydrates, but if it got 12 grams of fiber in it, it negates because the body can't take the carbohydrate out of the fiber. That's why certain vegetables you can have as much as you want, like broccoli, Brussels sprouts,
Yeah.
cauliflower, like that.
Yeah.
We get that keto bread. It's not the nicest thing in the world, but it suffices. And I love grilled cheese sandwiches.
She doesn't get why I have grilled cheese sandwiches, but I
Oh,
make one of the best grilled cheese sandwiches in the world.
grilled cheese sandwich and some tomato soup. That's my go-to meal.
See?
Man, it hurt my stomach.
I love multiple cheese
Just
grilled
put
cheese sandwiches.
pork or beef there and
I
asparagus. That's good.
Oh, I
I
love asparagus.
Yeah, I don't like broccoli.
yeah, I mean, I like broccoli.
It's nasty. I can eat collard greens, but not broccoli.
I like collard greens too.
Yeah, that's good.
But I like taking the broccoli, steaming it really good. I don't like it matigas. I like it
Yeah, yeah.
melambut. Yeah, I like it melambut, and then put some
Lot
uh,
of cheese.
cheese. I like putting cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar on it.
There you go. Removing the what's the point of eating broccoli?
Well, see, people are afraid of fats, and if you're getting good grass-fed fats, you're getting the micronutrients. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you're not eating a lot of carbohydrates, because then you're going to double store your fat, according to the research I've seen.
By eating lots of the calories and the cheese.
But it's not about the calories.
It's about the taste.
It's about the
Taste.
dough. Yeah. I don't know. We need to change something. We've been locked up for so long. We get our amount of exercise around here has gone down greatly. You know, I had a lady from our health insurance company call me today, and she's like, "Oh, we're calling to see how you're faring during this time." And I just started to laugh. I couldn't stop myself from laughing because she was so serious, and I'm just like, "Are you freaking crazy?" You know.
I've actually gotten more exercise during this event than I had in years past this year. Um, my wife and son, we got out, we went out hunting, walking around our property, camping, doing a lot of outdoor
Mhm.
activities. Then we bought the Jeep, and I was working on a Jeep constantly this fall.
Yeah.
So um, that really helped me out, especially weight wise. Uh, you drop a wrench on the ground and you got to grunt to pick it up, and your belly hurts. It's time to lose weight. Mert needs to lose some more weight.
I'm with you. Since I retired, I've gained about 30 pounds, and it's just miserable. I can, believe it or not, at one time I almost weighed 500 and something pounds. I don't remember, but it was a lot. But since I retired from teaching and had a bunch of surgeries and a coma and everything, I've gained about 30 pounds over the last 4 years. So I need to get that back off.
Yeah, it was 252 pounds. I got down to 200
That's
this year,
nice.
and then I got off the diet. It's one of those things, and you know what? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the good food, the Christmas cookies, all the wonderful things. Now back to work. Playtime's over.
Yep. We got to refocus.
Yeah, but I got a very supportive wife, and I love to see her smile, and she loves to smile, especially on her property. So
Good.
to get out there and actually move around and see her and our sons enjoying themselves, it's kind of an incentive for me to get out there. And as long as I stick to the diet and get out and move around, we're okay.
Yeah, I was telling Lorelai, my, I had, ankle reconstruction surgery a few months ago, and I feel like my ankle is finally getting back to where I can walk good. You know what I mean? It's starting to feel, you know, safe, I guess.
Right.
So I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting back out and walking the dogs and those things. 'Cause now I feel like if I take
Yeah.
off walking, I'm not going to hurt myself.
I drove to the store just to get your Christmas present for your shoes.
That's right. I drove 2 hours with a bunch of girls to buy me new shoes.
I have a lot of joint and nerve damage throughout my whole body, all the way from my ankles. I had surgery
Yeah,
on my
I got
knees
to.
and degenerative spine disease, and the
Mhm.
doctor's always saying, "You got to move, you got to move." I guess maybe sometimes I'm afraid of the pain. If I move in a certain way, that pain will last for a week, 2 weeks, and it's one of those things you fear it, so you get complacent. And
You gotta
I do have to move more. I really do.
Yeah,
But
try the tilt of the
Yeah, sketch.
y'all are breaking up again.
I have neuropathy in my feet.
Uh huh.
And I've had multiple knee surgeries, back problems. You get it.
Right.
And I'll tell you, one thing that's really helped me, these compression socks I've been wearing for about a year. And let me tell you, these things, I'm not
the boat.
yeah, I'm not a big person to say, man, this product is great, but it's pretty good.
See, they gave me the VA gave me the compression stockings, they call them compression
Yep,
socks for guys, I guess. Um, they gave them to me. They go up just above the calf, right at the
yep,
knee, and I just can't get them on. And you know what? If I can get them on, good luck taking them off. They wanted when I was flying back and forth to the Philippines, they wanted me to wear them,
right.
and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get them on
Well,
and off.
what these are, I'm going to draw you a picture.
No, we'll get it.
Okay, we'll get it. These aren't true socks. You probably can't see it. Lorelai's going to go get one. But they, their compression, because I have all the diabetic ones, the ones from the hospitals, ones from this group, one from that group. I don't know how much money, I've spent on stuff that doesn't work. And I couldn't have them around my calves either. My calves are too big and they wouldn't fit, or it was just miserable, right?
Right.
I tried these, and I gotta admit, I like them. Lorelai's we'll show you what they look like. They're just called nano socks, and
Mm-hmm.
they weren't very expensive, like $12 a pair.
Oh wow.
And you can get them on sale and discounts and things. Let's see. Marty says, I get to get excited even more if there's a woman to
That's what we had tonight. We had hot wings, homemade hot wings with Frank's Red Hot wing sauce.
Ah,
That was dinner.
I think it's more than where's this
Bone
one?
in.
Where's the thing with this one?
we had fried calamari.
Okay. So those are just more or less ankle, up to
Yeah.
the ankle. Okay.
So you got toes, which I like because the other ones
Yeah,
would,
just like this.
the other ones would hurt my toes because they were compressed, and I don't like that.
See, I had the reason they wanted me to have them for the most part is I got to remember what year. 2009. I had 3 blood clots in my legs,
Okay.
and I was on warfarin and Lovenox, the injections into the stomach, for a year.
You're crazy.
Where's
I'm far.
where's my Philippine model? Uh,
But yeah, that was a horrible year with that, and they gave me the socks, the stockings or whatever you want to call them, to help prevent that in the future. But I just can't wear them.
yeah.
Bahut pa amo.
That's how it works.
I can't wear them either. But I can wear these,
Yeah.
and these are really, yeah,
See, I got to have something for my calves to help push that blood because
yeah,
there's basically no return for blood in your legs. The only way the blood gets out of your legs is by walking and moving. There's no return system for that, basically. So that's where a lot of people that are bedridden, overweight, problems like
hmm
that, swollen ankles, is kind of like limp pooling, and that's where a lot of the
yeah,
blood clots come from.
yes,
So sitting too long, a lot of truck drivers have those problems too.
yep.
Office jobs, it's good to get up and move, just move. That's why on the plane I'm one of those walkers. I'll get up and walk the aisle once or twice every hour or so.
Yeah. I don't like super long plane rides, but I do pretty good at it. I just can't wait to get off.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Well, I was always excited to get off in the Philippines. That means I got to meet my beautiful lady.
There you go.
Incentive. Get off. I got off. I was half running to get there.
Yeah. We're always happy to get off the plane there too, just because,
I can eat.
yeah, we've reached our destination and we know that we're not in America. And
We've been
Sure.
eating there a lot of foods, but our weight didn't change when we're back in America. Yeah?
See, I lose a lot of weight when I was going to stay with my wife, but I was staying there anywhere from 3 to 6 months at a time,
right.
No.
and I would lose 25 pounds very fast there. Probably sweating most of it out.
That's part of what I hope. Not that it's going to be a reason to go, but I do hope that maybe the food qualities, the chemicals that are not in the food as much, and maybe if I'm more active in the Philippines. 'Cause, you live in the winter. Arkansas is not as bad as you, but there's 5 or 6 months out of the year for me, health wise, because the cold weather, the rainy weather bugs me so much that I'm pretty much in the house.
Right. I would go when I went to the Philippines. I tried to escape the winters here because of the snow. It just kills me. This damp, cold air all the time, and just it just locks me up. So I go from either October to like April, uh, November till March, whatever, you know. And I would escape
Yeah,
the worst times of the winter here. Well, since my wife and I got married and she moved here, we haven't been back. And it's 3 years now. And I really miss it. And I miss family there too. So,
we are really, really looking forward to getting back. As we've all talked, there's a bunch of us in our community who's either trying to get there or separated from, somebody. And I was talking to a gentleman last night that sent me a link about at the Manila airport, they were having problems. And, you know, if they could just be consistent,
right.
it would be helpful.
Well, if the WHO would quit backtracking on things, even our own
Yeah.
people here, if they would just give the information, once you start second guessing a plan, that's where things fall apart. Make
Yes.
a plan, go with it, get everybody comfortable with that. If minor things change, you can tweak it a little bit. But to okay, do it. Okay, don't do it. Okay, go. Oh, don't go there. It's that's where people get frustrated. I think the world is frustrated in general right now with
Yeah.
everything that's going on.
Yeah, because you need to book your flight for a few months before the arrival, then
Right.
suddenly you just change it without further notice. It's kind of really bad.
And to the best of my knowledge, based on what I've seen on GMA News, from the 3rd to the 15th, the Philippines are not accepting
Yeah.
foreigners.
That's correct.
Except
So,
China.
except China. There you go.
China is not
Well,
banned.
they're going to reevaluate, which is
Right.
okay, and all of that.
After the 15th. Right.
Yeah, it's just That's why we have other, the inspired expat and stuff who's
Yeah,
working in the
it's
process to go, and Ken and uh, Zach and a few other people that we know that are trying to get back over there, and it's all kind of a big guessing game.
Well, for me,
And
it's not a huge deal. I'm retired.
right,
I have nowhere to be but by my wife's side. That's the only place I want to be. And so if I'm in a 2 week lockdown or quarantine, I'm okay. I'm stuck in a hotel room with a beautiful lady. What
I
better
agree.
what better life could there be? But
yeah.
Yeah,
But if you're
these
separated like others, it's kind of
like
hard.
the LDRs where say
Yeah,
somebody's got to work, they got a full-time job and they only get one
yeah,
month or 2 weeks a year to spend
yes.
2 weeks in the Philippines in quarantine and have a day and then have to go back. That's a sad face.
It's
I
really
don't care who you are.
it is. Uh,
then as a worker, it's just like a 1 month or 2 months or three, especially if you've got too long, you need a 3 months notice, you know what I'm saying? And suddenly they just cancel it.
Right.
for us, it's just getting. We have so much dealings that we have to finish in America
Hi, check
because
out Riley.
we're going to be moving there permanently, so we have a lot to do.
Sure.
Versus flopping back and forth. But we just, we're just. I told Lorelai, we're going to stay the course. We're going to make things happen, and when that window opens,
Yep. We're gonna go back as soon as we can. I want to do what I did before because I still got my children and my grandchildren here.
right,
6 months in America, 6 months in the Philippines, and
that's
that's
it.
good.
That's really good.
And if I leave, with a blick by on, I go for free. And the only thing is, if I stay over 6 months, then I have to have the NBI clearance to leave the country.
Yes,
So if I leave at that 5 month and 3 week period, then I'm okay. I don't. It's no big deal to get the NBI thing. You go in there, give them the passport, they do a check, make sure there's no wants or warrants for you, make sure you
hmm,
paid all your bills, and then you can exit the country.
yeah,
It's still one more hassle. It's not that big of a deal, especially if you're in the Luzon area. You just go to Manila or you go to Pampanga or wherever.
There's so much changes in America and the Philippines now. It's just like they're like a big country. It's more stricter than a big country.
but there's a lot of uncertainties here in America. It's like I was saying, we're going to Texas, right? We're going to Dallas. But, we're going to try to go to Jollibee, but we can't go inside Jollibee. So, we don't know when we get there whether Jollibee will be open or closed. We're supposed to hook up with my brother and do some things, but maybe not, So,
Right.
Yeah, it's just like a Chicago. They're
yeah,
not getting because they need to quarantine.
yeah. So,
So this pandemic is really screwed up.
that's okay. We're looking forward to the 15s. I'm like you. I'm retired. Um, I'm okay.
Hello, Bill Riley.
Bills in
Ha-
the house.
Happy anniversary.
That's right. We
Oh
saw
yeah, I
that.
saw that one. 10 years, and
10
they get
years.
only they said, oh, this only got I got the 10 years, the 7 year. Oh my, so cute.
Oh,
They got a 7 year old boy.
for 10 years.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
she got pregnant like 3 years
I,
to
yeah,
married.
I figured that out. Kind of can do the math. Bill, how are you then, my friend? But yeah, we'll go to Houston, Texas, and get her fingerprints and pick up her dual citizenship paperwork.
Yeah, remind us of the paperwork.
And then,
Oh, there's what I found out of some Filipinos they don't understand. When they come in America and they go to American citizen thinking they're dual because they're
yes,
Filipino and they're American, then that's a big mistake because when they go to the Philippines, oh, I'm dual because I just got my American citizen,
yeah,
which is wrong.
Correct.
When
You're right.
yeah,
when you become American, you revoke all your citizenship and you're just American.
yeah.
Then
Right.
in order to get the
Then you have to
Filipino, then
reapply
you need to
for
apply.
Philippine citizenship.
Yeah. That's what happening in the airport now. Like, oh, I'm a dual, but they don't have those naturalization of a Filipino because they don't have a passport.
Mm.
Yeah, there's been some Filipinas or Filipinos, I don't know, male or female, doesn't matter, who became American citizens, never got a dual citizenship, who's trying to get into the Philippines and be saying, sorry, you can't come
Yeah,
in because you're no longer anything. You're an American citizen. And we're
yeah.
not letting Americans in.
And they're telling people, oh, I'm a dual because they're not. So they just make it conflict.
Yeah.
The rules in the Philippines now is still the same. You go there, if you're a dual, like you already been in America and do another Filipino citizen, you just bring your American passport and your naturalization that you're Filipino to certify you're a Filipino. But
Mhm.
these people are,
Well, and there's just confusion.
yeah,
The things that we read was under the rules, you could go back as a U.S. citizen who's born, a natural born Filipino on a valid pronoun.
no,
Yes. But you have to have a valid Philippine passport.
do you know, you hear what you're saying?
I
How
remember
you can have a valid
you have
passport
one.
here? Because when you become American, your system in the Philippines is done, is
Right.
erased.
Okay.
So your old passport that is
Mhm.
not expired before you become American will useless.
Non-expired passport. Then.
That's a useless. If you scan it, it doesn't work.
That's what they said the other day.
No, that's what you don't listen on the American embassy. So that's what I said. If I got, for example, my passport well expired on, for example, I just been here with 3 years ago. Then I American citizen last December. Just example. Then my Filipino passport will expired on 2025. It doesn't mean that that passport is that code ID there. It will not work.
That's correct because you gave up your Philippine
Yes,
citizenship to
Right.
become a
yes,
U.S. citizen, so
yes,
it invalidates that passport.
yes.
That's right.
And people don't understand that one. Oh, I have a American Filipino here. My old passport is not expired. Nope, it will erase in the data.
Right. And part of the confusion is the Philippine government has come out and said, look, even just no matter where your citizenship lies, this has been a while back, during this pandemic, that if you are a natural born Filipino, you can come back home. So there's been a lot of yuckiness with the language in the Philippines.
But your passport, I don't know. You just bring your naturalization there and you say you're Filipino because once
No,
you
I agree with you.
it's not you're American. Period.
I agree. And that's why if you're going to travel
Yeah,
there,
that's why they have conflict because people don't understand.
you better read the very latest.
No, it's not. It's never been changed. You just say that all Filipino can come with their spouse. And that's it. It's the same thing. Just Filipino don't understand how they just twisted it like a gossip. Hey, she has 5 fingers, and the next person like, oh, she got 4 until the end. Oh, she cut her finger. You know what I'm saying?
No, say it again.
Like a game, that talking together. Like, hey, she told me to brand 5 kilos of rice, and the
That's
other
a
one,
lot of
oh,
rice.
she said that you need a 5 pound of a rice. Hold on, is that 5 pound or 5 kilos?
Why do you need
Until
5
the end,
kilos of
oh,
rice? That's a lot of rice.
until the end, oh, we need a flour. You know what I'm saying?
You need flour now? I thought we had
Oh
flour.
shit, that's what happening now.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it, Mr. Riley.
Oh, 10 years of our first day meeting. 27 is our wedding anniversary. Bam. 27.
January the
years.
27th, 10 years wedding anniversary. What is 10 years? Does anybody know?
Decade.
No, gold, wood, paper.
Oh, hey, Sari.
You're-
What
It's
is
a
10
dozen roses and a card. I don't know what 10-year is.
Word is derived from the ancient
Finger
Greek
anniversary, wedding
Romanized.
anniversary.
Hey, Sari. What is the 10 years anniversary mean?
Wedding.
Okay, I found this on the web. For what is the 10 years
Oh
anniversary?
my goodness, this is loud.
Just ask it what the 10-year
Okay.
wedding is. Helium?
My Siri will not stop talking. I just Google it.
Google it.
Was
Someone
this Mercury knows it? What you said, Mercury, then I will verify it.
roses in a card.
I said roses in the card. I don't know what it is. You know, you got diamonds and gold. You got, I don't know, like he said, wood. I don't know. Maybe it's bamboo. He married to a
Well, maybe.
Filipina.
But hey, you know what? You know what, guy? Mr. O'Reilly should know this because
Hey, it's
his 10 years coming
Okay,
up.
he will Google. It's a tin and aluminum. Modern diamond jewelry. Oh,
No, you want traditional.
then it's tin or aluminum.
So a 10-year is tin or aluminum. So you
But we're modern, so it means diamond jewelry.
so that means you can buy her a can of Coke. A
Hey,
Coke.
then in the next year you can say we can buy fashion jewelry for the 11th anniversary.
Well, diamonds, sure.
Well, here you go. I was half right and didn't even know it. I just Googled it. It said 10-year anniversary gift for wife. Real roses coated with aluminum.
I don't know. But I'm here in the Philippines. Quickly. Hi.
See, I was half right, even though I didn't know I was half right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Robert. Wait, Tim, we can buy a rose and a Coke.
You just get a Coke in the can, not
No.
plastic.
50 feet of aluminum foil and wrap each rose individually and hand
Oh,
it to
yeah.
her. We're okay.
That worked.
Ah,
A little bit of thought and effort into it.
Oh, then a beer. It's a rice and a trip to the beach. Wow.
Oh, you're such a romantic. Rice and a trip to the beach.
I don't like real flowers because I'm have an allergy.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Lorelai doesn't want flowers.
See, when we were LDR, every special occasion, I'd send flowers to my wife in the Philippines and dozen roses or what have you. And the first time I sent them, I didn't tell her I was sending them. Obviously, I wanted it to be a surprise.
No.
And the guy couldn't find her house, and he walked by with a dozen roses, and she goes, "Oh, I wish that can be me." She's thinking that to herself. And all of a sudden, he went to the neighbor's house, and then he came back and said, "Oh, are you so and so?" She said, "Yes, these are for you. They're from Mercury." She was so happy. Boy, did I get some nice pictures on that one. Posing with her roses. First time in her
That's
life.
the deal. She said, "I'm marrying him now. Let me tell you, boy."
A sign.
I'm marrying.
I had to sweeten the deal because, you know, roses smell a lot better and look a lot better than I do.
Yeah, David is giving me I told him a real plant because I can put in the yard, but not keeping it.
Yeah, and I don't know if I ever told Lorelai this, but her box and you know, look, as we've been married, you know, Bill and everybody and Mark, I mean, the things that we've gone through, the hindsights, we learn a lot, you know, and
I never miss sending you a card.
no, that's not where I was going, which I appreciate you not forgetting to send me a card. But one of the ways that I knew that I wanted to marry Lorelai was I sent her a box of goodies. I had sent her
Oh, gee.
a camera. I sent her because this was back many years ago before I was technologically savvy as I am today. I sent her a camera so that she could world, you know.
Yeah, I
That's
told
how
you I have a camera, also, but you don't want it.
I wanted a better camera. I wanted you to have a good camera to take pictures with, so that you could send me, you know, what your world was like. And this is how I knew that one of the many reasons, but a big reason that I would marry her, because she was on a boat with a friend, right?
Yeah.
And
It's a
they were
canoe.
yeah, and they were going from an island to another island,
Yeah.
and they tipped over, and her camera got soaked in the water. And she called me later today, bawling and so upset. and just very distraught about this camera. And all I could think of is, I don't know how much it costs, but it was just a camera.
$100.
Yeah, it's just a camera. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's just a camera, But she took it so hard that she got something that I got her
It's your
damaged.
first,
Yeah.
first gift.
So
So it must be memorable.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I'd just be happy that she's safe. I can replace a camera. I can't replace the lady.
exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't know why you're making a big deal out of it as long as you're alive and the baby's alive and your
But
friend's baby.
a lot of Filipino, and I'm saying Filipino, not just Filipina, are sentimental about things,
Yeah.
especially gifts given. They don't like to take them out. They don't want to use them up. They don't want them damaged. They take very good care of everything, especially if it's from somebody that loves them. They cherish it, and that's one thing. Even our son, I'll buy him something for Christmas or
Yeah,
some kind of tool, use it, and he's afraid to get it dirty. So after he's done, he's wiping it off, or my wife is wiping the phone or the camera or whatever I get her. They're wiping it down and putting it back in its place. They cherish it, and that's one thing that I think us Western individuals, we're a use and toss nation per se. Who cares? Whatever. You give them a rock, and that rock means something to them. They're going to cherish that rock.
Right. Well, and then of course the made me feel bad side of this was later I learned that me being a good guy, thinking hey, I'm going to send Lorelai a gift box, and I probably sent junk food, American stuff, and maybe even some expired stuff because Lorelai says everything I own is expired, but that's okay. So I sent her some stuff. But what I learned later was poor Lorelai, me not thinking how the Philippines was all these many thousands of years ago was Lorelai had to go pick this because I didn't know about balikbayan boxes back then. So I shipped it through the United States Postal Service. So it took forever and cost me a small fortune.
No, that's only one a month. Yeah, I got it.
But Lorelai had to carry this box full of goodies, I don't know, but miles to her poor house. So I don't know if I would have known that, I wouldn't have sent you this and made you trudge through the heat of the Philippines dragging a box bigger than you, So.
Yeah, when we're dating, David has when we get to serious, because I don't really give a guy something. So it's my first giving a gift to a guy. So I used to have, they give it to me, just kidding. So every time I put sending a card to David, sometimes I sketch his face or put something like a small gift inside the card.
Mhm.
Then when I came here, I saw like, oh, you keep all my cards that I give you. That's so
But of
sweet.
course.
Then when we fight, I dig at that thing. Here, you read it. You tell me this. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she keeps all the cards that I've sent and given her, and I got the cards and the letters and the notes that my wife sent and gives to me. So, we even got every once in a while, like if she goes to bed early because she's not feeling well, I'll still write her a handwritten note telling her how much I love her and appreciate her. And I like doing poems. I make up my own poems, so I write her some poems and stuff and just put it on the coffee pot where I know she's going to get up and see it if she gets up before me, or on the refrigerator.
You're making us look bad, Mercury.
I told David, like, why you don't put any word here? You just like this drawing a signature. Oh, you can't even read my penmanship. Oh, yeah.
But I did draw a picture of our kitty cat and our one time for her. I know.
Oh, that's my I was already here. You
No.
put me a gift when I came from work, and there's a pose sign of our cat.
Yeah. Like the cat gave her a gift, Yeah, that was sweet of me.
Oh, yeah.
So no, it's pretty nice. Even when I send to the family, like you were saying, the Blickbayan box versus postal service. I felt so bad. I didn't know this. And when usually, correct me if I'm wrong, when you send through the United States Postal Service, they have to pay to pick up their box. So it might be 100. It depends on the content too. There's like a tax on it.
Yeah.
And they were scrambling trying to get that. I didn't know that the first time I sent it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I should have sent something Western Union first, and then
Hmm.
so she could pick up the box. But Blick Bayan, it was $99, and that poor guy lifting that and carrying it to the house,
Yeah,
he must have got two hernias because I loaded that thing. It thing had to weigh at least 80 pounds.
Oh, that's light. I mean, we ship boxes to the Philippines that weighed 150 pounds.
we
Oh
put
wow!
straight. What is that? Like vacuum sealed.
Yeah, we have to reinforce it, and then we vacuum seal everything. And
The poor guy pick up. We're like, hold
uh,
on, you need to help me, David.
our buddy that does it here locally, yeah, he comes and he's like, oh, it took two of us, to get it up in the back of his car.
Yeah,
So,
if you're sending a clothes because it take too much space, try the vacuum seal on it. It will really shrink
oh yeah,
really good.
Yeah, it's like a ukay ukay in a box.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, when there's two different boxes, I think it was through LBC. I got the smaller box. There's two
oh,
different size boxes, and the chocolates were kind of destroyed by the time they got there.
yeah. We pay roughly $110 here for what they call the jumbo box, which is 24 by 24 by 18.
yeah, the biggest box they got.
So
It's been a while since we sent anything. I still got a couple of the boxes here, but I just send Western Union because
Yeah,
they live so close to the duty free and some of the other. They can buy some of the stuff.
yeah,
cheaper.
Yeah, well, not cheaper. They can buy what we can send and it'll be fresh. But if they need the money for something else, they're more than welcome to use it. If the kids need clothes, the kids get clothes. If they
yeah.
need, and they're happy, especially if it's brand new and branded. I mean,
But
I get a
my cheaper is what I found was by the time that Lorelai and I did all the shopping, did the running around, and I paid to ship it to the Philippines, it was cheaper for me just to send them money.
yeah, definitely cheaper. But there's still that happiness and anticipation of the unboxing.
Yeah.
I know they enjoy that too. So
Yeah, they're like they said they like the quality here,
right.
Mhm.
and it's a surprise gift. But what I've learned was, especially those childrens are growing up. So when we send, they're like, "Oh my goodness, are you serious? It will not fit." Even like we have allowance, like six
Yeah.
months allowance, but it's so big. So that's why I just give them a cash for how many years? No?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing, making it easier.
Yeah, make them do something.
Especially with shoes, the kids their
Oh
feet
yeah.
grow at different rates. I mean, they could be the same age and different
Mhm.
size feet. So if you get them, what we assume, and then there's Asian size and then American size. If I go buy an XL in Asian size, it's it's too small. I have to buy a double X or triple X when I'm in the
Mhm.
Philippines just to halfway fit me.
Yeah, that's one thing, Lorelai is really, really looking forward to is being in the Philippines, that she can take her nieces and nephews and those kids shopping, and enjoy the experience of going shopping with them and buying them, and that, because I think that's a big part of what everybody likes is that.
Yeah, I do have a memory on that. When I was in the jungle, living in the jungle, some of those people that live on the mountain have never been more than 2 or 3 kilometers from the place they were born.
Hmm.
They've never been to like Ilo City, never seen a
No,
SM City mall,
Yeah.
no.
and we took some of them down the mountain in a. We ended up getting a cab, and the first time in air conditioning made them all sick. They never experienced air conditioning in their life, and the one young girl, um, she was 11 years old at the time, had never seen an escalator. and we're trying to coax
Oh,
her on her. We almost had to literally pick her up and put her on her, and she's screaming
yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
time she got to the top, she wanted to go back down and
Yeah.
try it
Do
again.
it again.
Yeah. It
You
happens
know,
all the time.
a lot of these young people out in the
Yeah.
provinces have never had uh, bra, new underwear,
Mhm.
new shoes, even chinilas. Their chinilas held together with yarrow, whatever string.
Yeah.
They and a lot of them are hand me downs, whatever they can get.
Yeah.
So when they get something brand new, they really appreciate it.
Yeah. And I just think it's fun, to take kids shopping, let them have that experience. And of course, if you're like us, Mercury's probably the same way as I am. I look at it as a teaching tool. Look, you got, $50 for your birthday. What are you going to spend it on? You're required to save 10%. So how much is that? Now you got this much. What are you going to, I like doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, and some of the people that we took down weren't even relatives. They were people we were helping out,
Hmm.
and I may have said it in the past. One of them is now a Philippine national police officer. We put him through college,
Yeah.
but when we would do that, they would buy the bare minimum. They wanted to save that money and take it back for the family for nanay, tatay. They wanted it for the electric,
Hmm.
for the extra food for the family. They refused to spend it on themselves. They'd rather spend it on their family than on themselves. And that made me feel pretty good. So I had to say, if you want to spend that on nanay and tatay, I will match what you're saving for them. But you need to buy yourself some new shoes,
Right.
your school books, your pencils, your ball pen, the things you need for school. That's why we're here, to
Yeah.
get these things to help you out. And they were all proud when they got back with their backpacks and all
Yeah.
their school stuff,
You see how
new
they
stuff.
smile, we're so happy in the little things.
Yes. No, I agree. And I think the little kids, I think it's very, and because we kind of do that, we send enough money to buy, presents and to buy the food for the party type of situation. And I think that works. But when we're there, we'll just do it however.
We were just out shopping the other day, and I was so happy. One of the first times in 6 years, my wife just reached into a cooler and took out what she wanted and put it in the cart. Because a lot of times I'll come home, unpack the groceries, and it comes out, oh, I wanted this, and why didn't you say something? I'm shy. I'm shy. I don't want to ask. I said, we're married. My money is your money. You want to buy it, you buy it. You know what our bills are. You know what our budget is. But I'm shy.
Yeah,
So
it's really hard.
yeah, and
I spend money because I got a good job. That's why what. If I don't have a job, like, man, I can't even ask David to buy me a shirt or something when I first came here.
well, the way I look at it, my wife's got the hardest
The
job in the
hardest job
world.
in the world.
Oh, echo.
Taking care of
Yeah,
you.
a little bit.
Did something pop? Yeah, taking care of me. She's a mother. She's a wife. She puts up with me, and I'm retired. I expect my wife to, or not expect, but I appreciate that my wife is willing to be retired with me. So when I
Right.
want to enjoy something, we can go off and do it, and she can enjoy. When we went to Boracay, that was both times beautiful time,
Mhm.
and I learned when I was in Boracay to look at my wife's eyes when she's shopping, because when she really likes something and she's looking at it, I know, and I'll just go and buy it for her because I know she's not going to ask. And I try to anticipate that when I go to the store here. So now I'm very happy that she's slowly coming out of that shy stage to where she's willing to get what she wants. Like I said, she knows what the bills are. She knows what our budget is. So
I tell Laura the same, just buy it. I don't care. So
Filipino dessert gardener stopping by to say hello to Philippine American couple Mercury and check
check
out
out the
Riley's
rallies.
and J3.
And J3 is in the house.
hello, Filipino desert gardener.
Good to see you. You're welcome to join us anytime you like. You're also welcome to answer my text messages if you need to or would like to, because I don't like to. But the link is there if anybody else wants to join us.
Hello, Joe and Jenny from Filipino
I'm
Dessert
working on it.
Garden.
Lorelai's trying to tell me I'm slow. But I tell Lorelai the same. Mercury is, look, if you want to just buy it, I don't care. I mean, look, you know what the situation is. So it was kind of, to be honest, irritating in the first few years where it's like, you know, can I, should, so I'm like, oh, here, just buy it. You know?
Well, I appreciate how frugal my wife is. When, especially in the Philippines, I heard another person say that they just give her the wallet when they're in the Philippines because they're worried about snatchers
Yeah.
and everything else. But excuse me, when we're there, you know, we know what we have to pay for rent. We know what the water bill and the electric bill and all that. But we go out. She would buy the bare necessities, and she wouldn't even buy any extra at all. That's what she was used to. You know, if we're just buying for dinner for a couple of days, we just had what we need for a couple of days. So I was actually making money by or saving money by giving her the wallet because I'm an impulse buyer. If
Yeah,
I see
David.
something that looks cool, oh, I'm buying it,
Yeah.
and I pay the American price. She goes, no, that's too
Yeah.
expensive. Go down here, and then she'll go down there and well, you wait here, and she'll go and she'll give me the exact same thing for half price. It's like what?
Yeah. We have the same problem. You know, we go and I'm like, oh, you know, one, I'm looking at those prices and thinking, wow, this is, you know, a good price compared to the United States. And I know this sounds bad, but I mean, we live on a budget, but you know, we also buy what we want. So it's just kind of like we go to the store and Lorelai's being very thrifty and I'm just like, oh, just throw it in the cart. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what that is. That's kind of a weird looking fruit. Just throw that in the cart, you know. Oh, look, there's a ball of cheese. Let's get that. Oh, look, there's another weird.
Hello, Ken Unger. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, the kid make it in?
Well, see, when I go to buy clothes in the Philippines,
Yeah.
that's like a 20-minute process. My wife will look at every stitch, turn it inside out, turn it back. If I'm gonna buy like a man purse or whatever, she's looking at every stitch, every zipper, and
Mhm.
she's digging through everything just to make sure I get the right one. And me, I'm just a grab and go kind of guy.
That's it. I don't care. You buy it.
But you know what? If you look at the face, and if she's happy, I'm happy as long as she enjoys doing it, and she's saving us money. She
Yeah.
knows she is, and no, I'm happy with that.
Well, you know, and I just look at it from the standpoint of it seems, you know, like I've said, when we go there, when we were there last time, I had a food budget and I came back with so much extra money, you know, and I'm just like, I'll just buy what I want. So,
Hey, Maureen.
hey,
Hello,
Maria.
Marine. How you doing? Yeah, when we were in the Philippines, especially staying right in Anglo City, we go
Please
out to eat a
interrupt
couple times a week.
Mercury. Don't ignore David Flex saying that he's the sweet one.
No, no,
He looked at me.
no,
Good
no.
one.
See,
Now
no.
David saying that he's the sweet one of our
Oh, Tamisha, no.
for both of us. He's the sweeter one. That's what he said.
Ah, I'm not going to get involved in that because I don't want to get slapped over the internet.
Well,
When I
you
first came here, I need to work because I don't like that somebody paying for my bills. I have those attitudes since I was young. So, but I put a lot of a camera in our house because I like looking at David like, oh, what he's doing, and there's a motion in this area like this. Then my lunch, I go back because I really work so close where I can monitor David. But if David is sick in the hospital, they're telling me like, why you're asking a leave of absence? So my husband is sick. So there's the nurse can taking care of him in the hospital. I said, no, it's different. I don't need to. take care of my husband. So that's the big problem between here. I learned here because they said, "Oh, your husband in the hospital, right? So somebody that will take care of him. That's the nurse." I said, "No, it's different."
Yeah, in America, the staff takes care of you. In the Philippines, the fam in other countries, the family takes care of you.
Yeah, that's so true. My son had surgery before he came to America, and the family brings you food, the family brings you your water, everything is brought. If you need medicine, the family goes to the pharmacy, gets it, and brings it back in, believe it or not. Um, Here in America, they're just stash away and forget the people. How did we get that way? It never used to be that way.
Yeah,
Because we're so busy working to make money
just been
to buy crap
Mars.
that we don't need.
And that's so true. I have a lot of crap for sale. If anybody wants to buy crap, I have crap. I
I
got
do
loads of
too.
crap.
I got loads of it too. Man, let me tell you. Ken Unger, let's see what you're saying, my
She's
friend.
in the phone. Maureen is in the phone
I know.
with Jen.
I know.
I am. Was
In
Indiana?
in
In the Philippines, you only need a T-shirt, a pair of shorts, and a comfy slippers, and your wallet.
why would we wear clothes in the Philippines?
Oh, you walk around Hubad one time and see how long you stay out of jail.
You know, and Ken and guys, I'm going to tell you that
You're happy.
after retiring from teaching and having to dress up for 500 years, which I hated to do, that's one of the things I decided that when I retired, there's no way that you're going to get me back in a jacket and a tie again.
Well, when I'm in the Philippines, it's a pair of shorts, some chinilas, and sandal or whatever I want to wear. But my wife, before I leave the house, she has to inspect me. If there's one little tiny meliit butas, one little tiny hole or stain on it, oh, you look like Palubi. Change your shirt.
Yeah, because even now, I told David, like, is that you're gonna wear? Well, you're not gonna wear that with me. I look like I didn't take care of you. Change it.
And I'm like, well,
And David said, "You don't like that? I look dirty, so no one will like me." I said, "No.
Nobody
You
wants to rob a dirty man. Come on now. I'm
hey,
protecting
you need to
myself.
wait." I told David, "You need to clean because you're with me. I like my husband is a clean, good-looking guy. That's why I'm pretty." Just kidding.
hey, Ken, here's the key. Here's the key about the t-shirt, my friend. If I don't wear a t-shirt, I make a lot of money because people come up to me and rub my belly and give me dollars. And they go, ooh, baby Buddha, baby Buddha.
People just pay me to go away.
There you go. As long as they pay you, my friend, as long as they pay you.
Well, if you look dirty enough and you sit on the side of the store or whatever, waiting for your wife while she's shopping, maybe somebody will feel sorry for you and drop a few pesos into a cup for
No,
you.
Or at least we're sorry for you and not ask for anything.
Yeah.
no, I don't like it. I want my husband clean. I don't care.
We just want to be comfortable.
Dating, yeah, when the friends sweat like okay, I said, if you'll not let me wipe your sweat, because it's like really like arguing.
Yeah, you all are breaking up a little bit. I can kind of get that. Wiping the sweat and stuff. Yeah, that was hard for me to get used to. Just walking around and my wife with
Sweating.
Panyo wiping my face, wiping my neck, giving me a little sailor thing in the back of my
Yeah.
shirt. You
Uh-huh.
know what? I came to appreciate
Mhm.
that the love just from that. She loves and cares enough for me to wipe my sweat. I don't know any
Yeah, and they've
Western
been
lady that
complaining
does
about
that.
it. Yeah, I'm
No,
not I'm not a baby. They're like, well, if you will not let me wipe it for yourself, or you're not gonna be with me.
but now she doesn't do it. She gave up.
There's no sweating here.
No. that what it is?
Yeah, when I did it to you.
But and I asked, why do you do that? Because sweating is good. Sweating is your body's way of
No.
cooling itself down. So taking that sweat
Yeah,
away is actually causing you to sweat more or overheat. That's why the
that's
military wears sleeves down in the desert and the whole 9 yard.
But
That's
if
why
it's sweating
Arabs
your
in the
eyes,
desert wear a lot of garments to keep that moisture close to the body. But if somebody loves me enough to try to do that for as much as I sweat, you better bring a lot of handkerchiefs, lady.
hey, I'm just telling that don't sweat into your eyes because it bother your vision.
Yeah, that does hurt. That
Yeah,
stings.
that's why I keep doing that to David.
well, but part of it was in the beginning. It's kind of like,
So you're really sweating like you're in the
well, I know,
shower.
but part of it was simply you didn't say, "Hey, here's what I'm going to do." You just kept sticking a rag in my face. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you shoving a sweat rag in my face? You got sweat on it.
Seriously? Hey, I'm an educated one. I'm not doing
But
that.
there are some beliefs in the Philippines, and a couple of people, my sister-in-laws and them told me, Mila Dow, that if you sweat too much, they're afraid you're going to get sick. That they're afraid, like going out when it's raining, you're going to get sick. So there is a belief, and they've been taught that. And even here, we're taught certain things that may not be scientifically suggested that it's proper, but we do it anyway.
I can explain if you want.
Sure, go ahead.
Here, when you're sweating like there, of course, you will dehydrate if you to sweat too much, and if the sweat will dry because your shirt is so wet and it's dry by the wind, it causes you pneumonia. So that's why.
I can see that. I
Yeah,
can
because the lungs is
and I do agree with the dehydration, but the sweating and the air drying it, that's how your body takes the heat away is by the evaporation. The evaporation of sweat is what cools you down actually.
yeah, but it's windy there, and it's like your sweat is cold. I mean, your shirt
You
is
can
cold
you can
sweat.
get a chill from it. Yep. Just
No,
like the other day, I was in the local grocery store and I was sweating because I had my jacket on. Walked outside with it unzipped, and that cold air went in there, hit my chest. Oh my goodness! It was like a horse kick to the chest. I was
mhm,
cold.
yeah,
I got a chill, but then again, it was only what 3 degrees Fahrenheit.
yeah, because it's windy there. But no, you can sweat, but you need to change your shirt, not so long.
But Lorelai doesn't understand. As a guy, if you get all sweaty and you're outside and there's a breeze and you can dry, it feels really good. It's a good feeling to cool down that way.
You need to remove your shirt to cool down, not with your sweat shirt.
Here's one for you. I have a lot of wool shirts. My sons have wool shirts, and even 80, 90 degree weather here in America in the summer, we wear those wool shirts and they get wet. The evaporation actually keeps us cooler, and we're protecting our skin from the sun. I would suggest changing that shirt frequently because you can get a stank about you, mabahoot. But
Yeah,
Like a sheep.
yeah,
yeah, you need to change it. You can sweat
But
all you want, but you need to change it. Not
but it's okay. I got used to it. But now Lorelai just, hits me with the rag versus helping me with the rag. Beats me with it, and you
you're
know,
such a liar.
little towel snap on the hiney, whoopsh,
well, yeah.
oh, in the head.
You're such
So,
a liar.
but it's okay. I'll let her wipe my head when we get to the Philippines again.
Man, I almost crashed on the car there, riding too fast going home because you're not responding the phone because
Dead.
you're like doing this. So, jeez, that's how I love you.
No, you do love me, and I appreciate it, and I love you all.
Yeah, I don't.
That's awesome, and that's what I like to hear from married people, and that's what I do to my wife. It's important to tell the one you love every day, I love you and I appreciate you. That's one thing I do to Dara every day, from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. That's awesome.
David is fine.
I know.
David, you can hardly hear from David. Oh, love you.
But I do it in so many other ways. That's what she does. there's more, your language of love can be many different ways.
Yeah, I don't like somebody keep telling me I love you every day.
I look at you occasionally with my eye.
Oh, dear.
Well, like with Dara, I say Ojo klugranda ka anga anga
Oh,
a couple times a day, or mahal
it's like the same.
mahal ko mahal kita sobra sobra. Yan, and boy, and she smiles and mahal kita din.
This is how you sobra too much like you're a kid.
I am a kid. I don't want to grow up.
I
Maybe that's how you catch your wife there to be like sweet,
Mhm.
like oh my.
I don't want to grow up anymore either. I went through that phase.
Well, different girls have different taste,
I want to be a juvenile again.
My best friend like was guy that moves a lot, or how Jimmy or Jay are doing. Like they're doing this, man. Like
No.
Melikot?
I don't want this. I want a guy with behave, sitting there and less talking. That's what I want.
You marry me, I don't ever shut up.
Oh, you just want eye candy. You don't want to hear it.
No, I don't like those people are talkative. You like talking to girls because I'm
Oh,
jealous.
others. I
Because
talk
I'm
to
a jealous person.
She's a very jealous person.
Yeah, a lot of Filipinos are, and I can understand why. Living in the culture for so long, a lot of them have been hurt, and once you've been stung, you stay away from the bee. You don't want to do it. You stay away from the hive, and once you get your man, you protect them. And that in a way that's love, and it's our job as men to reinforce that so they don't have to feel that way or never feel that way again.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I can tell if my husband can be trusted or sometimes no.
I'm always trustworthy.
Sitting there like, I've been different people. I'm moving around to train people or, it's too much people I've been with and different attitude. I can really tell like the gesture in a minute.
I think for Warline, the funny thing is, I was so used to being alone and so focused that when she got here, I was still teaching and working, had to travel a lot for working with the government and all, how that is, that she didn't understand that, it was normal here for me to talk to
You have to
women
hug.
and to hug, everybody, oh, how are you? I haven't seen you in
Yeah, but
10
different hug,
minutes.
it's different. Then if
No.
you're looking and watching, it's
Right.
different.
Well, I have a few things well, when I first met Dara, she said, I'm very jealous. I'm a very jealous lady. But once she got to know me, I mean, if a girl came by, oh, she was in between us. I mean, everywhere I went, she was right there. But after a while, I said, "Why aren't you like that no more?" She goes, "I know you. It don't matter." Now, is it the woman or the man? Why do you got to? If the man's not projecting any reason to be
Yeah.
jealous,
If
why are
it's
you
men,
jealous?
yeah. I don't care if the woman.
Now, on
If
the same
I
note,
know,
my beautiful wife came to America, and one of the first things we did was go to my son's wedding, and then we had the wedding reception, and everybody's drinking, and all these guys come, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and all this, and maybe 20, 30 years ago, I would have started a bar fight
Yeah,
right there at my son's wedding. But then I'm just looking at, what? That's actually a compliment to me because
that's
I
right.
know she's not going to do anything.
That's
Say
right.
what you want. She's not going to do anything. And I'm confident in my wife. If she was a
Yeah.
promiscuous individual, yeah, then I'd be a little,
that's a
little
different
upset.
story. Uh-huh.
But she's never given me a reason to be jealous.
See,
Ever.
and I agree with you totally. That's what I tried to get through the Lorelai is look, I don't need to be crazy jealous because I know you and you should know me, and it's not
Yeah,
worth
I
it.
know that myself that I'm devoted, but you sometimes know.
God, you make me sound like a horrible guy because I talk to people. But it's so it doesn't bother me. I have people all the time, and I'm like, well, if you think you can go flirt with her, well, just go ahead. Don't be
Well,
sure
see,
she doesn't smack you for it. But
like on that same thing, we were preparing for my son's wedding for several days in advance, and who was there? my son's mother, my ex-wife.
Right.
Whoa.
So, and my wife was not jealous. My wife only said kind things to me about her. Never said nothing bad or derogatory. Um, she says, "I know that's done, and I have no reason to be upset. It's just how it is."
So he's
And it's
watching
that
your move.
thinking that, pardon?
She just watching your move if you made a mistake.
Well, my ex-wife is married to a guy and has a baby with him, and they appear to be very happy, and I wish her very well.
Right.
As I'm married to my wife now, and I'm very happy, and it is what it is. And my kids actually call my wife mom,
Nice.
which makes their mom upset, but makes my wife cry when they give her Mother's Day cards,
No.
Christmas cards. They write in their mom or mommy
Yeah.
or something and give her a little "I love you" note with it. It just breaks her heart. She'd rather have that than a gift because that's from the heart.
It is, and it's interesting that you bring that up because it's the power of words. I learned, many years ago as a kid, I was actually a fairly intuitive child, and my dad got remarried. My mother died, blah blah blah. So the stepmother, I never saw her as a mother, but her parents were like true, real grandparents. And I remember at the age of 13, 14, 15, somewhere around in there, when I started to refer to them as my grandparents, their world just lit up, Pauline and James. It really just sent them over the moon.
It does. Words are very powerful, especially in a family, especially to another culture like the Philippines, when there's love and acceptance given. There's an appreciation there. Sometimes it's passed over, I feel here, but my son calls me dad. My three children call my wife mom, and that just melts her heart. And
Mhm.
the appreciation I see on her face makes me so happy. If you can excuse me for
Sure.
a little bit, we're past. I was supposed to watch a show with my wife, but I'm gonna have to make sure she's not upset. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yes, no, for you.
But words are powerful. I remember that, when I always call Pauline and James, but when I would refer to them as my grandparents, they definitely, um, but I could never see that with Jamie, to be honest, calling her mom. It just didn't work right. It just didn't. It didn't feel right. But referring to Pauline and James as grandparents seemed to be
Yeah,
normal.
but your aunt, I feel like they're my aunt because they're so
Yeah,
nice.
the aunt, in the Carolinas definitely
Yeah.
seems like an aunt,
Yeah,
but
they're
it's
very nice.
just, I mean, I prefer to be called David no matter who you are to me.
This is how you raise.
I don't want to necessarily be called, what is the word, uncle?
David is like you're teaching my nieces how to be disrespectful.
Right, but what would,
That's how they keep calling you.
that
Since
is
you've been
something
married,
else.
uncle. Because me is auntie and you say uncle.
Well, uncle's okay, but I thought there was something else that they kept saying. Zulo or
Tito?
no,
No, they just do uncle.
Zeus? No, maybe that's something else.
No, maybe you're a different family. Make it sure because I've been working.
I don't know. I know
Poopy sleeping.
Nemo.
I don't know.
Don't you say Uncle Nemo? Don't they say?
As I call Nemo, it's just like your uncle. Nemo means yours.
Oh, well, 'cause I thought they were calling me a fish. Nemo the fish. Why do you call me a
I
little
think
fish?
I'm gonna start skipping Tuesdays every week now. There's no more Tuesdays in my week. I'm only having a 6-day week. It seems like all the women sobra makulit. My wife is teasing me. I learned a new Kapapangan word, malite, which means small. Oh, she was talking about the shake. I asked her if she wanted a mocha latte, and she says, "Ayoko yan." And there was a vanilla one in there. It's friendly to our diet, but she was teasing me. Anyway, sorry I interrupted.
That's funny.
I really want to see her.
No, it's funny. We were talking about what we call each other. And we're talking about the fact that I like to be called by my name, but I know over there that that's not respectful for them to call me by my name. But,
Wow. Or yes, it's not. And when I called my wife by her name in front of the family one time, they thought I was scolding her, and my wife felt bad about that. So that's why it's mahalko, honeyko, ojo, things like that is appropriate. But if you call somebody in the Philippines by their full legal name or their first name, it's like you're scolding them.
Yeah. My sister was shocked when David said, Lorelai. My sister like,
what's your name?
she just call you Lorelai?
Well,
She didn't call you and I said, yeah, when she asked somebody, she goes, oh sweetie.
what's your
Well,
name?
see, like I'm like David. I like to hear my name, the name given to me by my parents. To me, that makes my heart feel good. Personally, that's
Right.
how I feel. I still like to hear Mahalko or Honeyko, things like that. But every now and then from my spouse, I like to hear my first name. They say, Mert. That makes me happy.
And I know that I'm
O
a funny
utang
good
Yeah, no,
na.
I think that I don't listen to her and when she called you and later on,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Weird in the sense that um, I uncle and uncle. I do not biological. I don't see you as an uncle. And maybe that's the weird science guy in me or the idiot in me. I don't know. So for somebody to call me an uncle when they're not,
Yeah.
and I don't even like my own biological nieces to call me uncle. I make them call me David.
See,
So
I like my relatives, my nieces and nephews, to call me uncle. In the Philippines, it's either Tito or Bap Bap. Bap Bap is Kapapangan for uncle. That's Bap Bap and Dara's auntie and uncle. The one that gets me, especially in the Philippines, is a grown woman that I barely know calling me daddy. That just sends shivers up my spine. I can't stand that. It just
why would they do that?
They
because
do.
he's
A
saying,
lot of Filipina daddy Merc, dad. It does happen quite often, and
Oh, I
I don't
got
know
you.
why.
I got you.
but you
Yes.
get it. What is it?
It was like Daddy David.
No, I think that's an insult.
Well, that's what he's saying. But they'll call him Daddy Merc, like Daddy David.
No, they call it daddy because they say, oh, your sugar daddy get more money. That's why they call daddy.
I know, but that's what he's saying bothers him.
No, that's not good. They'll tell you that. Why you calling me daddy?
What's the word for Hoochie Mama?
Sugar daddy, sugar mama.
No, and for the women. Hoochie Mama. No,
Hoochie Mama is like Kalapate.
I just say, I don't know what that.
It's like well, Kalapate is a pigeon. It became famous because of a song.
Oh,
I won't get into it because this is a family channel, but Kalapate is kind of like a Hoochie Mama.
okay. Yeah, but
Yeah, we call it the pigeon is low
It's kind
about.
of like prostitute,
yeah,
Hoochie Mama.
yeah. But it's just funny. I know. I just have a weird thing.
Yeah, that's why they called you. Maybe because you look rich.
Maybe it's because he's handsome.
No, is
Always stand.
that's why I want to wear dirty T-shirts with butas and everything. Then nobody can, you know.
Maybe how you look is you look like rich.
Nah, I just look like a chubby American.
That's why when you went to the singer went there, oh, this is a rich guy. I will go
Mhm.
there entertain. Maybe
Well, even on
Do
YouTube,
do you feel like, hey, Mark, do you feel like when you're there, and I hope nobody takes this wrong, do you feel like it's better to dumb down your language skills, your English skills?
depends on where I'm at. Depends on what their English skills are and what my province language or Tagalog is at the time. Um, I've noticed, depending on what region, even if they speak Tagalog, my accent really messes up a lot of things. So I do, but I've been to enough countries to where enunciation really helps. I do slow it down and I talk and enunciate a lot better. And then I see another American, then hey there, how you doing, you buddy? Then I go back into my normal thing and everybody's confused. I
Yeah,
don't really dumb it down. There are just certain terms they don't, and it's taken the wrong way. And that's what I have to be careful about because, you're silly. They take it like I just called them stupid. You're being silly. Or,
yeah.
here's another one. Why'd you do that? You're just asking a question. Why'd you do that? They take it as I'm scolding them or calling them dumb, like asking them, why'd you do that? Like the wrong way. So I have to be careful. I wouldn't call it dumbing down, being more cautious of what I say, I guess.
That's something I try to do as well. And I don't like the term dumbing it down either. I just couldn't think of anything better.
just ignore it.
But yeah, I want to know my target audience. You speak to the level of your target audience.
Exactly.
And and I try to do the same. Speak slowly, uh, enunciate. I like to maybe not use as many words. Try to just
Right.
keep 4 words versus like in America, we'll just go on and on. I need to buy tuna
See, my
sandwich.
my true second language that I studied for many years is American Sign Language, ASL. I had being a police officer, firefighter, and everything, the jobs that I had, I wanted to talk to deaf people. Now, if you sign like you and I are talking right now to a deaf person, they would do the sign for boring and turn their eyes away from you and ignore you. Too many words. So I kind of bring it back to the ALS, American, or ASL, American Sign Language, to where just go to store me. I mean, I don't make it that simple. I
Right.
am going to the store. The one that got me is I walked past when I first went to how you doing? They thought I was asking, what are you doing? And they would give me everything that they're going to do that day. And I'm like, that's not what I asked. So how you doing versus, I could have just said, hello, and it would have went over a lot better. But here that's a polite greeting. How you doing? You know, well, I could have said actually, kumusta ka? And they said, um, maayos or okay lang, something like that. I should have said it that way, but I was fresh in the country, so I had things to learn.
Yeah, and that's something I do. I try to instead of hi, I just say hello. And I try depending on my target audience, but it's also from being around kids. What I don't know is what people, even in America, what terminology they understand. And so I really tried to figure that out. It drives Laura like crazy, but I try to figure out what terminology best works, what level of terminology works best.
Right, in being married to my wife, I know certain words, even if I don't intend them to be wrong, she's going to take them wrong. It's just going to happen. So I have this for your wife. You being in America, hearing us Americans talk, what irks you? What don't you like? I don't even know how to phrase it. What bothers you? You know, that something
Like,
that we say every day that you don't like or that you feel would be taken wrong in the Philippines.
Mm.
you know what it
Maybe
is?
no offense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
something that would offend you that we feel would be innocent but is offensive to you.
I don't
what
know.
do you always criticize me for saying? I'm good now.
No, that's why good, but I think this is a fun. I don't know what is it.
Is there things that people say that you'd go, oh,
Yeah, I understand the question, but I don't remember what is it.
yeah, I'm good now? Or what is that thing I say all the time? Yeah, I'm good.
No, that's an Arkansas. It's always good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Do you like it?
we're good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
good.
want more? No, I'm good. You wanna go? Yes, I'm good. You're good to go? You're good. I don't know. It's all good.
Yeah, like the thing I have to make sure I never say during an event when we're working or whatever. Like if I'm mowing the grass and my wife takes the bucket and sets it right where I'm gonna mow. Why'd you do that? I'm gonna mow there. And, oh, you're calling me stupid. I did not say that. I'm sorry if you feel that way. That was not my intent. I apologize. Please move that back so I can mow here. You know, you gotta. I have to be careful. It's in the inflection.
Yeah, I don't know, but David. Oh, here, which is annoying. David, well, I asked David first a question, and he just like, "Hey, what you want for?" I told, "Hey, David, what you want for dinner? You want a fish?" Said, "What do you think? What you want for a dinner?" I'm like, I just asked you, like, every time I ask him, he just asks me the same thing.
What do
Then
you want?
sometimes I make like, hey, you know the rule. I ask you first the question, and you answer, then you can ask me. But could you make then she kept asking the same thing. So I just thought be creative. You can ask different questions. Why you just copying me?
I'm good.
I'm good. You know, and Dara will do the same thing to me. What do you want for dinner? It don't matter to me. What do you
See?
want?
Um,
And it doesn't. And she says, well, I'm asking you. And I said, well, I'm putting the question back to you because I love
oh
you and
man,
I
it's
want you
annoying.
happy. You know? I
Thank
know.
you. Thank you.
It's annoying.
Thank you, sir.
Well, pasensya na.
Yeah, but here,
Ayaw ko laban.
yeah, but when we're cooking, oh, I don't want this. Oh, that's why I asked you what you want, Mister.
Well, I'm just trying to be polite.
Yeah,
Oh,
and yeah, that's it. Just trying to be played. That's our way of being played. Yeah, it don't really matter to me. I'd rather you be happy. I could eat anything right now. I'm a big guy that likes food. Whatever you're
And
happy with, I'm going to be happy with.
what
Just
it's meant to be is a conversation starter. Like, so now let's discuss it. So well, it doesn't matter to me. Well, what are you thinking? You know,
it's
that's
arguing, starting and arguing.
what is it,
Oh, what do you want for dinner?
you think
And
we're
they've
gonna
been
have,
like, yeah, it's a great question. What you want for dinner?
yeah, it's a conversation starter.
That's why I asked you because I felt like David, if I want something, I wanna ask you because I just cook it.
But
But
that's true.
I don't
And I
know
have a solution. You need to plug your ears, young lady, because I'm going to give David some advice. Okay, here's the advice.
what the F.
Say no. Say something you don't have in the house and is not readily available. Like, oh, what do you want for supper tonight? Lasagna.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can do it.
we don't have that. Okay, then whatever you want.
Oh man, I said, oh, we did it. We really live close.
She's a city girl. She'll just say, "Well, let's go get it."
You know where the store is.
Yeah, I mean, we're really close. Like,
But I
they've
don't
been
want
like,
to go.
oh, I don't want that one. I don't know what you want because it's annoying. It's like, does really needed to talk that now? Well, you want to talk it when we're really hungry? No, it's 4 o'clock. We can discuss food so that
Yeah.
we have time to cook, we time to get. I'm very like time blind.
Oh,
I don't want to discuss in the last minute like we're so hungry and we just eat what is there. No.
See, you and I are the same on that because when I want to plan my meal, I like to
Mhm.
plan ahead. I'm a logistics guy,
Yeah.
and I'll ask Dara, and I'll say, "Ano gusto mo? Huh? Pagkain. No, what do you want to eat tonight?" Mm, I don't know. And then for about a half hour, 45 minutes, I get nothing. Then Merck's belly starts to get grumpy, and I'm
Uh,
talking to him, "Hey, bud, we need some food down here."
Mm.
And then it's last minute. Okay, let's just open a can of sardines and have some rice.
no,
I don't know. I just need food.
I don't
Well,
like those. I
yeah.
get it annoying me because when it takes me time to cook. Then if you're hungry, your cook is not good. So you need to cook it while you're not hungry, so that you can have a good feeling or a good
Thought process.
aura to cook food. Because if you're mad, you're just like slapping it around, and it's a
Right.
waste.
Well, even like with me, if we just get done eating lunch, I'm still full. Busog pa, you know. And she'll ask, "I'm not hungry. I really don't know. If I'm not hungry, I don't know what I want."
Oh,
Right.
jeez.
Right. That's my point. I don't know what I want. Food? Oh,
But I have a note. My son, he's here. He lives with us, and he's 15 years old, and
It's a
you know,
referee.
say again.
It's a referee.
No, no. We'll just go to the failsafe. Let's have chicken.
there you go. I'm gonna.
He loves fried chick. He loves fried chicken. So
Yeah, that's the young kid there. Everything chicken, like
was
chicken.
Sasawan.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story, a true story, funny story. Many years ago, because I've been around the Philippine community all my adult life, pretty much. We had a big uh, get together for a sporting event at one of the local pizza joints here. 5 or 6 years before I met Lorelai, and everybody brought their kids, and we were watching the Razorback game. I think is what it was, and there's probably I don't know, 10 or 15 adults, 10 or 15 kids. And then when all the pizza came, we realized that there was nothing but pepperoni pizza ordered. There was like 10 or 12 large pepperoni pizzas ordered. And somebody mentioned, I know the problem. Everybody asked the kids what the kids wanted, and the kids all said pepperoni pizza. So we got nothing but pepperoni pizzas for everybody.
Well,
You should
if
learn.
I ask what kind of pizza, it's going to be with pineapple. And Merck's not a pineapple on pizza fan. Ayoko yan. Cardiers.
Hawaiian pizza.
Hawaiian pizza, and even in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I always order two pizzas. The one
Yep,
I like the
Hawaiian.
Supreme with
Mhm.
mushrooms and
Yep.
jalapenos and everything on it, and then you get the Hawaiian. Then everybody's happy.
But when we do pizza, I say, well, what do you want on yours? And she's like, no, girl. Huh. So there you
Yeah,
go.
'cause I don't really care. I only eat one slice,
Yeah, no.
so it doesn't matter.
Here's a question for you, Lorelai. Now that you're here in America, when I first started cooking for my family in the Philippines, making spaghetti and meatballs, I'd get the American sauce, whatever they had, Prego or
Mhm.
the Hunts. All the Filipino said, it's sour. I don't like that.
Eat
They're used to the Filipino style spaghetti, the matamis, the sweet. How do you feel about it now? Because my wife prefers it. So does my son. They don't like the Filipino style now. Oop,
But you,
I can't hear nothing here.
spaghetti, which I don't like. So I before I'm not spaghetti, right?
yeah,
But I
she didn't
I'm not
like it
really like
before.
Yeah, I missed that.
no, my
Keep.
spaghetti is
Lorelai didn't like the Philippine biscotti to start with, sauces to start with.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
like when
okay.
there's sugar. We're arguing that one. My cousin, she will put like a powdered sugar. They're like, it's my share and put in a different container, then they can make their own, like, with really sweet.
Well, I made some good old American chili, big pot of chili. And I was pretty proud of that, and I was pretty happy in the
Yeah.
military in the Philippines. Uh, and all of a sudden, family just showed up at dinner time, and it's like, "Oh, what you eating? A no ulam mo." It's, okay, you can have some. And get them the rice and put some chili on it. Oh, ang hung. They did not like that, and they didn't like the way me. I'm just happy as pig and slop. That was my food. That they
Yeah.
really don't. They don't care for a lot of the American dishes.
Um,
All right, Joe, my friend.
well,
Take
taking care
care.
of your Joe.
Get some rest.
Take care of your jaw. Some peroxide
Make a
water or
big,
something. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's a bad tooth or
And
he's got uh,
yeah, do. If it's
TMJ.
a tooth, just do. Yeah, ginger. What was it? Vinegar.
mm, I don't like the Philippine pasta sauce either, and I don't like their hot dogs. Putting them in the biscotti is just the grossest
Yeah,
thing in the world.
sausage.
Oh my goodness.
Your ham here is so salty.
Mm.
I can eat it just to be polite at certain things, but my go-to excuse is, oh, high blood, bawalyan.
I'm
Yep, I was on.
gonna get it.
But since you're
I'm
not
gonna get a t-shirt.
high blood, bawalyan.
You're right. Did your wife like the ham here? Because it's salty here.
She likes it, but when I get a huge ham and we eat it for like a week straight, then she don't like it. But I'll make a. Well, recently we won't have ham until next year now. I just bought one for Christmas, but we had noodle salad with cheddar cheese and chunks of ham in it, and you know
No, no.
she
It's
likes
okay.
it, but it is salty.
I don't like American ham. I think it's salt. I've never
Yeah,
been a big
it's
ham
salty.
fan. But Lorelai,
In the Philippines, it's good. The ham there is really a ham.
Lorelai's never liked the
Yeah.
pork products in
In
America.
in the hot dogs here, I don't eat hot dogs here. It's so salty.
See, my wife likes the hot dogs here.
Really? What kind of
Yep.
brand?
Say again.
What brand?
Yeah, it depends on whatever's on sale. I'll pick up. Better to have something in the
It
freezer
was?
for a sad day. But we put mustard and ketchup and relish and onions.
Oh, that's so salty.
Yeah, she likes it. I'm not a huge fan of the red hot dog. They color it, and that's more chemicals in it, and the texture is just a little off to me. I got the German Franks when I was in the Philippines at the Robinson Mall market, and she ended up liking those, and so I get close to like that now.
Mhm. I'm not a big fan of the red dog either, but
Yeah, I don't like the hot dogs.
Well, the thing that got me is they put marshmallows on cues with the hot dog, and the kids are eating a hot dog. If they like that and they enjoy that, and that's part
Oh, yeah,
that's
I saw
fine.
that
But they
one.
try to get me to eat it, and I'm not. I don't like marshmallows. They gag
Yeah,
me.
I don't know. The thing is, it's look a design. It's look a kebabs,
yeah, I get
but
it.
it's a marshmallow.
That's gross. It's kind of like eating white bread with ice cream.
Oh, really? I never eat that one. I don't like.
White bread? Well, your sister eats white
Oh,
bread.
the ube on a hamburger bun.
What is my sister?
I tried that. It's not too bad, or panda sol with a little bit of ube in it. It's not that bad.
No, we're separate when we're young. That's why we're different.
No, but even in there, I love a good hot dog. I mean, I'm a hot dog guy. But what's weird is, and you know this, if you haven't had one in quite a while, they're not that good.
Uh, my wife likes bratwurst, especially homemade bratwurst.
Hmm.
Yeah, she calls them bad horses. I don't know why. It just a joke name that we came up with. Because
Yeah.
first time I said bratwurst, she thought I said bad horse. So it just stuck.
Yeah.
But she likes that with sauerkraut. When she first tried sauerkraut, she hated it. But now she craves sauerkraut.
Mm,
I was forced to eat that as a kid, and I hate it.
yeah. When David and I, when, after 3 months that I've been here, that I didn't work yet, so I cook. Then after she's used to my food and taste. When we went to buy a hamburger or what's that gross fast food, David like, ooh, this is salty.
Yeah.
Man, you don't know that your French fries you've been eating is so salty.
Yeah.
So, ooh.
Yeah. Fast food's the worst thing you can have in America.
Yeah, you don't even realize that you're eating a bad one
No, of course not.
until you eat my food.
See, when I was in the Philippines, especially living in the province, or we'd only go out once or twice a week to eat. We go to like Ichabod and get bungos, kawali bungos, or
That's good.
different things. But every once in a while, we had to go to the local Burger King or the McDonald's. It does not taste like American. I can't do Jollibee. I'm not a fan of their burgers.
And mayonnaise. When we landed the last time, our driver picked us up, right? And we were hungry. It was middle of the night, 2
Yeah, and
a.m.
there's no 24 hours there,
So
only
we-
Jollibee and
So we went to Jollibee and we were hungry. I mean, and
McDonald's.
and it's simple. So we got the Jollibee hamburger, and I've had Jollibee before, but I forgot that they glob a big old thing of mayonnaise on it, and it was just like, oh, this is not what I need at
Well-
2:30 in the morning.
Right. When I asked for no mayonnaise on it, none of the mayonnaise, white sauce, nothing. All that I want is just the burger or the banana ketchup. Yuck. Hayoko yan.
Yeah,
Banana ketchup is gross. I want Heinz.
I can't do the banana ketchup either.
Our debate, David like,
So you ask for it without it and you open up your burger, guess what's on it? You can say it 50 times and it's still going to be all on there. That annoys me. It's not the burger I want.
No, it's,
hey, the banana ketchup is good.
Ay.
I don't like it. But we went to
It's like Mung Thomas. Ayoko yan.
Oh, that's a little bit okay.
Burger King in Ayala Mall, right? Wasn't that where it was?
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, it was bad. I mean, Burger King in America is not great,
And they have rice there.
but it was bad.
And they have rice.
So, what do you think of like Chow King? Chow King is like one of my favorite places. That in Asal. In Asal is one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
David like it. Yeah. Choking, right? And
And it's all the
Right,
chicken's
that's
good. Yeah, I was
Halo
telling, the halo halo's good, but I'll tell you, I had one of the best hamburgers I've ever had in my life
Tokyo.
at Tokyo in the mall, which is, I guess, a little fast food Japanese place. So I got a hamburger there. It was good.
Yeah, you can get sushi there too.
Yes,
Yep. I love sushi.
man.
Yeah, David, we only like eat David when it's breakfast, or sometimes he don't want to eat breakfast in the hotel, so we go somewhere. But usually we eat there in the restaurant
Yeah,
because it's so cheap.
Well, I love sushi too, and Bill O'Reilly. I know he's probably not still listening, but he was talking. He got some sushi. His wife picked up some sushi the other day.
How much is this?
Like it would have been $2 USD. A beautiful tray of sushi. Order of sushi for like $2. And I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, I can't wait because I could have that every day.
Yeah. My wife was getting eyelashes put on. You know how women beautify, and then she was getting her hair done and her nails done. Just a spa day for my wife. And here's Mercury 3 wandering through the mall, Marquee Mall, and here's this Japanese place. You know what? I'm going to pig out. I went and I ate sushi. Oh, that was a bad idea because I ate too much. And, but I tell you what, I didn't have to eat the rest of the day.
Yeah.
One of our favorite places in the Philippines is at Marquee Mall. Two of them. One is Yellow Cab, but the other one is called
Yeah.
Sumo Sam.
So,
Sumo Sam has Japanese foods. Oh my God!
Love Japanese food. And
Just their orange salad dressing. I can think of it, and my mouth is watering. That's how good this place is.
yeah,
I haven't had it in 3 years.
there's a lot.
yeah, man.
Yeah, David, like every time we go there, like how many a few weeks we went there, every meal we go to different restaurant. He will not repeat any restaurant. Just go different restaurant.
Well, why not?
Like he's restaurant hunting.
Well, we're on vacation.
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, we taste everything,
But when you
and
can
he
get
don't get sick in there.
no,
Yeah,
but when you can get a really nice big piece of swordfish fresh for $3 or $4,
Is that at Gilligan's?
it was at some mom and pop place up
Uh,
in one of the upstairs, outside bar restaurants. Remember? I don't remember
yeah.
what the name of it
I
was.
don't know. They're national, but I forgot. It's been
A while since we've been
we
there.
used to try to do that, something new. I never had Vietnamese food.
What?
And my wife took me to a Vietnamese restaurant in Pampanga. Uh, One of our favorite places was a Korean place called Gani 2 in Pampanga, Angeles City. And the Kung Pao shrimp, oh, sobra anghang. My lips would swell up. It looks like I have lipstick on. It was so spicy, but I tell you what, that and Sam Gipsel, we'd sit there and eat all night until. That's why I'll blame it on her. Papanga made me fat.
Yeah,
yeah. No, it take you a while to get fat there because the food is just like fresh and not lots of preservative. So David didn't gain weight there.
well,
He ate a lot.
but the other thing is you got to walk everywhere. You got to walk to get anywhere. So I think
Right.
if you're at the mall, you're walking a lot.
Well, these are outside the mall. We're sitting at home. Like I said, I'd lived there for 6 months at a time,
Yeah,
and it's like, I'm tired of tilapia. I'm tired of fried chicken. I'm tired of this. Let's go out to eat.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Sometimes you
It
visit
don't
us
matter.
Cebu
Wherever
at
you
the
want.
restaurant.
Yeah, that's how we went and had Ichabod one night. The Kawali Bangos, boneless,
Mhm.
and sinigang, and the whole thing. Oh my God, beautiful food.
A1,
yeah.
like a Korean barbecue. Yeah, that's the one. Like an A1 Korean barbecue. We went there and it's so cheap. You just tell them that to cook that one, like how you come, right, Minga?
Yeah,
And we paid only like, what's that, 1,200 pesos?
something like that.
For
I
how
don't
many
know.
people?
I
4 or
didn't.
5 people?
It was just so cheap. I didn't pay attention. I just bought what I wanted.
Yeah, for 1,200, what are you talking about? Almost $30 US.
Yeah, and we're like,
Not even,
well,
not even. And you get some good food. Everybody's full. You have a good time. You have a couple beers with it. Great night.
yeah.
I did. Well, I'll tell you.
And it's really a dish.
And I know this sounds a little silly, but one thing I can't wait to have when we get back in the Philippines is fresh four-season juice.
I don't even know what that is.
Ah,
Oh, if you go to the mall, they have those like a milkshake. What's that, Megan? A juice shake, a shake
mhm.
that they really like.
Well, it's like mango juice, except for it's pineapple,
It's 4
mango.
different
There's 4 different fruits in it. It's just a fruit
seeds
blend.
See, I'm not a juice guy. The only juice I like is buko. Buko juice. You see them all over.
Hmm.
Um, I like that, but to drink a mango shake or something like that, I'm not a huge fan of that. Never have ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, I fell in love with this four-season juice. It was just like, oh my goodness, this is so fresh and good, but it's heavy fruit, so you're talking about a lot of sugar. But man, it was good, good. We we have a little. I have a little mental list of things I want to eat when we get there.
That'd be cool if we can get together, us
Oh
and all
yeah,
your subscribers, and get to the Philippines. And
will
we're
be cool.
from different regions, and just go from region to region. We're the Filipina
Yeah, like a
with
month tour.
wa. Yes, wa means oh in Tagalog. I live with a Kapapangan lady, so wa means yes. Sorry, but that would be awesome. A month tour. You
Yeah.
know, island
Well, I
hopping.
think that's a good plan, and we talked to a couple other people about this too. Is the logic would be is for somebody to kind of host a gathering somewhere on their island, and we all just kind of travel over and meet up and eat and enjoy and have a good time, and then we go to somebody else's island a few weeks later or a month later.
You get the other one.
Oh,
I love that wiener dog. It looks like the dog, my dog when I was a kid. Her name was Brandy.
Which one? The red one?
No, the wiener dog, the dachshund,
Which one?
they're
the one you're
both
holding.
Oh, you're biased. Which one? They got two here.
means the red one.
You think Daisy is not
The
a
the
big
short
dog?
the short haired dachshund, not the long haired dachshund. No, that looks exactly like the dog I had. My parents bred him when I was a kid, so I grew up with dachshunds and African gray parrots.
Little bit troublemaker.
We got interrupted by the dogs, or by the wiener dogs.
He's a
Oh,
dog there.
I heard troublemaker and I automatically thought it was me.
Oh, I thought it was Warlock.
Yeah, you can take it too. It's for free.
Nagmula sa iyo, ha? Diba?
Okay.
No, we look forward to a lot.
Yeah, that would be good that we have an organization there.
Yeah.
Then we can go around, going to wherever they're
Yeah.
from Luzon to Mindanao.
Davao or wherever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been to Mindanao. I've been the only islands I've ever or regions I've ever been to was Luzon and Bisaya,
No.
and mostly only Panay Island. So that would be nice to experience more, and I'm sure my wife would too. She's never really traveled the Philippines either.
Well, and that's one of the main reasons we're going. I mean, we are fine, to be honest, in the United States, but it's very boring here, for us, But so part of it is if we're in the Philippines, Lorelai doesn't have to work. We'll have the time to travel the Philippines and some other countries. So that's a big motivation for us why we actually want to go.
Yeah, for us too. I'm retired. I want to travel. When you have a teenage child, it difficult. They have school, they have everything, but as soon as they're 18, woohoo, freedom. Uh, you know, I'm, we're going to travel like you wouldn't believe. I've always wanted to see Vietnam. I've always wanted to see different places. I've been in 9 countries. I want to go to them all.
Yeah, I like to go to Thailand and Vietnam and Australia.
Well,
and
there's a
New
cruise
Zealand.
ship on that one.
There's a lot of money though.
Go to China or Singapore to do the cruise ship.
I'm not a fan of going to China, but
No,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't mind seeing Singapore, but I would like, but I definitely want to see Tokyo.
I wouldn't mind seeing Taiwan.
Yeah, Taiwan's good.
Yeah, but I want to go on an Alaskan cruise. I've never been to Alaska. A
No,
lot of places, even in our own country, I've never been. I'd like to go to Alaska. I want to catch a king salmon.
yeah,
Never did.
I don't blame you. That's always, the Alaskan cruise is something we actually were really looking hard at before the pandemic hit. But then, of course, cruise ship industry, had to put a stop on it. So, but um, we've been on a couple of cruises and we love cruises. We think they're a blast.
Yeah.
I've never been on a cruise ship unless you count to go from Panay Island to Manila, a cruise ship. And the first time I went was in the common bunk where you got like 9 million people bunking with you. Being the only white guy on that boat, everybody looked at me the whole trip. That's
I
a
bet.
2.5 day trip. Then I got smart. My wife at the time was trying to save some money. It was only an extra $25 for a private room. I paid the extra $25 on the return trip, and you know what? I took more trips after that and got the private room. You got a TV, private bathroom, different meals. They brought them right to your stateroom. Awesome trip.
It's
Got
worth
to
the
see
money.
dolphins and flying fish and beautiful islands. You get to see them from your window as you're eating.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Where was that?
That's a to go from Panay Island to Manila, then from Manila back to Panay Island.
Yeah,
2 day
go.
trip.
Not really a big ship, but it looks like a
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, it's not a big ship. It's not a cruise ship. That's the closest to a cruise ship I've ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good one. It looked like a jet in the water.
Mhm.
It moved faster than the regular boat.
Not the one. I don't think I put up a video on that. I do have video on it.
Yeah, because the boat looked like a small boat, right?
No, Malaki. It's big.
Maybe that's a big one.
The small ones for island hopping. To
Yeah.
go to go is a big company. They have different size ships depending on where you're going.
Maybe
Is
the bigger
It's
one.
not like a Rolo where roll on, roll off. It's not like that. This was a very large ship,
Like a
Ah,
ferry.
yeah,
private
because
rooms.
we're going to those days. That's
Yeah.
it's a big one.
Yeah,
The
ferry
one
boat.
that overnight there.
Well, if you get a chance, go on a cruise.
Yeah, and they will do like ding ding because it's a meal time and you line up because a lot of people will line up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
When
great.
you have a couple hundred or several hundred, maybe close to 1,000 people on a ship, and all of a sudden, ding ding. If
Uh-huh.
you're not the first one in line, like an hour early,
You
you're
get
not
up.
getting food. Those people are never late for a meal call. So
Yeah.
once I got the stateroom, they brought the meals. We'd order our meals in extra $25 for 2 days. They would bring all three meals. If we wanted a snack, pick up the phone, order a snack.
Oh, geez.
Cruise ship.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And very good food. In like the common areas, they had their own dining area. If you had a stateroom, it was like VIP. You could sit down, and they had actual glasses instead of plastic cups, and it was fancy living for an extra 1,000 pesos, $25.
Yeah. I would do that.
Oh yeah, I'd do it again. It was a great time. A lot of great people I met on those ships.
It sounds like a cruise ship. You guys
Yeah,
ought
been
to,
there
ought to
only
go
yeah.
on a cruise ship. It's, we like them. We've been on a couple. We've been to Belize, Honduras, Mexico, the Bahamas, probably somewhere else. I can't remember. Somewhere else, but they're good. I did the math one time, and if you do the math, cruise ships are cheaper than it would going on vacation
To
somewhere.
Florida or
Yeah.
to California, it's cheaper to go in a boat
Yeah, cheaper to go on a cruise.
or a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the food is unlimited. It's include. You don't need to pay.
Well, you cover for $55 a day. You get your hotel.
No, it's not 55. It's 100
per person.
Really? I
Uh-huh.
thought it's 100.
Per person. You get your food, you get your lodging, you get housekeeping, you get all the food you're gonna eat. They take you, they got entertainment. When you really do the math, for a couple, $110, it is the way to go.
Oh, well worth it.
Yeah.
Wow.
The one is expensive if you do an activity which they call excursion.
Mhm.
That's the expensive one, like $80, 100 plus to do a 4 hours activity.
Yeah, off ship. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
That's only expensive, but the rest are not.
But they're not that bad. I don't think excursions are that badly priced. But or you can just hang out at the mall.
Swimming with a dolphin, 130, 120.
The only thing I hate about cruise ships is when you get to port They basically dump you off at a mall. That's what I hate.
Yeah, the entrance is the mall.
It's the mall.
Yeah. The duck the commission that one. So that you can have
What's the next Diamond International?
the
Each port has the exact same doors, pretty much laid out to be some kind of common ground area, and it's a mall.
Yeah, I would have fear of you see the movies, and I've had limited experience on a boat traveling, but you get that one person that wants to cling to you, or one couple that want to cling to you, and they just follow you. That kind of annoyed me. That would be my biggest fear on a cruise ship.
Too big,
oh, there's a lot of
too big,
like workers there that you can tell
too big.
them, and you got a phone in your. Oh yeah, the problem is the phone doesn't work. But there's a lot of people having a radio walking around.
The cruises we've been on, we barely see the same people again.
No, we saw once, like we getting in to line up,
Mhm.
and we talk that one. Then for 7 days, we only meet them one inside the
Yeah.
cruise. Like, hey, you.
Hey, yeah, we saw you, 7 days
But
ago.
it's happened that in the dinner or in the meal time because
Yeah.
a lot of people going there to eat. But the rest, you cannot see them inside the cruise ship.
No, it's hard. It's so busy, and there's so many people doing so many different things. We hardly saw anybody over and over again.
Well, that'd be nice. Something to look forward to. Like I said, having a teenage child, difficult. If I go on a cruise, I want it to be a romantic cruise with my wife. Once the kid is raised, then
Yeah.
it's kind of a reward for us for doing a good job. If you could hang on for a second, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. You just tell me until
Mhm,
10 o'clock.
mhm. But I don't know. I like to take the Asian cruise over there. I know they're not having.
I
any
will
issues.
show him the booklet that they can look at in the cruise.
What booklet? You have a booklet?
Yeah.
How come I didn't know that?
No, the books that what it's a schedule for a day.
You're hiding? You got good stuff and I don't know about it? I didn't know we had any of that saved back.
This is like a promo. Yeah, and they have this. There's a Myrtle Beach with that.
Oh, yeah, we should throw that out.
No,
So-
drawing. Oh, it's the one we went to the Secrets. Myrtle Beach. Oh, sugar. Look at you don't even this one. Okay. Oh, this is our Belize.
Yeah, isn't that what we have in the hallway?
Yeah, no. This is a Bahamas, our first trip.
Oh, look at that. We found the Bahamas trips.
No.
Holy cow.
Ah. Or I found our Bahama cruise pictures. Now you got to look at them.
Oh wow, awesome.
We forgot. We couldn't find them for years.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Old age, I find new things all the time, and I just ordered it last week.
Yes.
You know, one thing that Dara and I have been talking about is we're always talking about when we get to the Philippines, we need to get together and do island hop and things like that, which would be a great time. What about those of us that are still here in America? Why don't we hop from like Mount Rushmore to the Grand Canyon to the different places as couples that are married to Filipina.
I think it's great. I would be open to hooking up and meeting up. A few people that I've talked to, their issue is the cost of travel in America is so much. And when they're in America, it's like we got to work. How are we going to get loose?
Right. Well, well, those of us that are retired, it's a little bit different. I can understand that. I've never seen Mount Rushmore. I've never been there. I've seen the Hoover Dam.
And
Took the whole damn tour. I've seen the Grand Canyon, but my wife has never seen it. She's never been to North Dakota and seen the open plains. She's never seen nothing like that. That'd be cool.
yeah, Lorelai's got to travel quite a bit in the United States, but
Oh, sugar. This is our
So, what
yeah,
was
well, that's the free one.
Lorelai's favorite place in America so far?
The mall.
The mall.
um. Oh yeah, South Carolina.
South
Yeah.
Carolina?
Yeah,
I,
there's a lot of
I
more.
actually got to
Yeah.
drive that from Michigan to South Carolina, Fort Jackson, to pick up my daughter from Army boot camp. Got to travel through the Cumberland Gap Smoky Mountains on my motorcycle. Beautiful
Nice.
trip. Beautiful trip. Trip of a lifetime.
We went to Myrtle Beach
Yeah, they give this, but we don't even use.
a few years ago. Our first cruise, we got some relatives in the Carolinas, so we actually went out there, saw them, went on a cruise, and we went and stayed in Myrtle Beach. And I gotta admit, we both just loved Myrtle Beach. We almost moved there to live,
But David don't like it.
but it gets too cold during the winter months. So we didn't, but we almost moved to Myrtle Beach. We liked it so much.
My wife has a lot of relatives here in the United States. I didn't realize how
Wow.
much she had until she moved here. Oh, I got an aunt in California. I got a cousin in Missouri. I got a cousin in Kansas. I got a cousin in Texas. It's like, why don't we talk to them?
Go see them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Eventually, we're hoping to do that.
No, it's yeah, right. It's sad. It's hard, but Lorelai has a relative, kind of a half relative in the Tennessee, and then but she also has two relatives local, literally, 10 minutes from the house. But other than that, she doesn't have anybody else here in the States. That's why part of what I've encouraged her to do is to get to know some other Filipinos here in America, like Will's Journey and Pink Z and those, so that maybe they hit it off and want to meet sometime.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I didn't know this about my wife until about a year ago. When my wife was like 18 or 19 years old, um, her aunt and uncle moved to America and offered to sponsor her to come here.
Wow.
And she declined it. She was afraid of America and afraid of American people in general. She heard, the Tisismis, the horror stories, Nila Dow Lagi. And I said, so why did you marry me then? Oh, you're different.
No,
How many did you meet? How do you know I'm different?
Yeah, they're telling me that I'm too picky of marrying American because if I just like American, I would marry like really young age. I mean, legal age. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want it. Like, oh, Lorelai, are you really wanting a married American, or maybe you have a boyfriend there. That's why you don't like American. But yeah, when I see David,
All part of God and the world. She didn't come to America. She wasn't here for you. Lorelai didn't want to date any of the other people that were offered up, and vice versa. So that
Well,
we wound up, you know.
the whole thing, I talked to her for a long time about it, and she said, well, I was really young and I didn't want to leave mom and dad. 18, 19 years old. When I was 18 and 19, I knew everything about the world. I knew
Yeah.
everything. I was a genius until I got older and realized how stupid I was. But she said, I didn't want to leave my family. I love my family. I didn't want to leave mom and dad. I didn't want to leave my brothers and sisters. And as she got older, she matured, and she said, then I realized, maybe. And she talked to a few people, a few guys, a few foreigners, and they were plastic, she said, plastic, and she didn't feel that
yeah,
they were right. And then she met me and felt it was right. I met her, we got married, and here we are.
How the
But
world's gonna.
we're cutting out this time limit. There you go.
well, no, you cut out. You started talking, cut out. I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah.
No, I was not. I was just lost in a thought.
Well, there's misconceptions. I guess there's preconceived notions or what you're told by other people. And here in America, we fall into the same thing. We get biased by what others tell us about a certain place, people, things, and we believe that even from childhood. And in the Philippines, it's the same thing. They're told this, they're told that, all Americans, all that they want is one thing. Uh,
Yeah.
Americans are grumpy, Americans are this, Americans are that, and is believed part of
They
it's
trade their
jealousy. I know.
Hmm.
they trade their wife.
Yeah, there's rumors like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I'm
And
like,
there
oh
are
my.
people that do it. There are
Yeah.
people that are like that. And it's disgusting. But, I just wanted a wife. She just wanted a husband. She wanted a happy life. I wanted a happy life. And here we are. And we're living it.
Yeah.
He's like a sugar king. Ay.
I'm a real big fan of you. Just don't know where you're going or where it's going to lead to. Sometimes it's good to go down those roads and see what happens. If nothing happens, that's great. If something does happen, then that's even better.
My wife and I
They're
are,
living long. What can
we
apply
think
in
about,
American system?
I can ask her something. She says, I was just thinking that same exact thing. She loves being on her land. She loves being out. She loves being away from people. She's not a people person. We have a huge Philippine population here. A lot of Filipina, a lot of chismis, a lot of drama, a lot of jealousy and backstabbing, plastic, and a lot of divorce. My wife says, I don't want to be a part of that. I just want to be family. So we go to our land and we're hoping that we can build our cabin, or we're going to try to build 2 to 3 small cabins up there and have other people come visit and enjoy the woods and maybe even deer hunt with us at some point. That's my wife's, that's her dream. Or even her family if we can
Oh,
get them
yes.
here
I
to
want to
visit.
learn how to deer hunt. Like a gun range.
Oh,
Do you have a
halikadito.
gun range there, Mercury?
Oh, brami. I have one right on my land. Uh, you can come target shoot,
Have it.
and if you can get
That's
an out of
nice.
state license, you can hunt USA by yourself.
Well, I hope I'm not gonna pay the bullet.
I know.
You got to buy your own bullets.
Uh, Trust me, if you come here and I loan you a firearm, you don't have to pay for the bullet as long as you don't shoot like 10 million of them. One bullet's
It
only like
cut
a
off.
dollar. So also, yeah,
No.
we can go out and shoot sometime. My wife loves it. She likes shooting with me. So does my son.
Yeah. It looks like we're having,
Off. Maybe we just do until 10, huh?
yeah, we're starting to
10 o'clock.
Yeah, you're starting to break up a little more. It's almost 11 o'clock here. Well, thanks for
yeah.
having me up. I appreciate it. Great time talking to you. I don't get on very
Okay.
often. Um, we've been watching a lot of
Well, we're
shows
glad you come.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was only supposed to be on an hour, but Dara, she understands. Very few shows out there, and this is one that we enjoy, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for having us up.
Well, we appreciate you guys. We really do. We enjoy the conversation.
Yeah,
And
we're learning every day.
yeah, and
As long as the internet is fine.
yeah, and we're going to do some things while we travel to Houston and Texas. Or I may go live a little bit on YouTube and not StreamYard, but YouTube. And, because we will be out of town next Tuesday in Texas.
Is is
So,
is Donna is processing now of her citizen? Adara?
No, green card only. We only have the green card. We're gonna wait till
It's like
after
my aunt.
the
mhm.
global event to actually, because we have to travel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's 6 to 7 hour ride just to get to the Philippine embassy for different things and
Yeah.
um,
Oh,
to do her citizenship stuff. And I don't care what anybody says on YouTube. I hear a lot of advice. We do what's best for us. I get a lawyer, and that $1,200 for peace of mind and representation if something does go wrong. I'm
yeah.
happy with that. To
Yeah.
me, just get the lawyer. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's 12. Oh, I did it myself. Okay, how many times you do? I did it 3 or 4 times. I kept sending it
Uh,
back. Okay, we're just one time and done.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's really good because that's their job, they're expert on it. So
But the
Tama.
key is to do what makes you feel comfortable.
yeah,
Right, and that's where I am. I don't put too much history about me and my injuries out there all the time, but it's just I forget things. I
yeah.
have I have, and I don't. When it comes to my wife, $1,200. That's nothing.
To drop
And
in the
the reason I'm saying $1,200 is because we have our son too, so all the
right.
paperwork's double, and it's not
Yeah.
that we've got all the paperwork ready. But if there was ever a problem and INS or whoever came out and said, "Hey, we've got a problem," at
Yeah.
least I have somebody on retainer to come represent us to
Absolutely.
Or
block
to
any
avoid
kind of deportation thing.
Yeah.
or to avoid those problems, so it will go smooth because she can look at it, what's the problem ahead, and you can prepare so that it's only a one submit and it's done.
Right.
Yeah, compare it to like repeating, oh man, that's a waste of time and money.
Right. There's horror stories that I've heard people over the years on YouTube say, "Oh yeah, I had to file the paperwork 4 or 5 times." Well, not us. We paid $1,200 and
Got it done.
one time and done. And yeah, I have to travel an hour to get to my lawyer, but you
Yeah,
know what? We get to see some beautiful country doing it.
There you
mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah. Because some people there, they keep calling to the embassy if they got the paper, all this, all that, because they're not sure, like they missed something, which is a really hassle, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the middle of our efforts. But I think no matter what the situation, doing, and go with that methodology.
Yeah, because she has a tool, so it's kind of hard to
Mhm.
make it like all in one with a lawyer.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, everything's double, but like I said, I could do it. I've done the paperwork before, and it was such a headache. And oh, we need this, we need that. At
Uh,
least when we go, we have everything. The lawyer puts it all together, puts the packet. She gets everything at the same time we do, and
yeah, remember
she
you
cuts it off. Okay, I just sent them a letter on your behalf saying it'll be there within 2 or 3 days. Please wait for She's a wonderful lady, and just the peace of mind. The peace of mind is worth it. My wife is worth $1 million.
yeah, we have those.
I agree.
Yeah, I think we have those kind of. Is that before we married or my citizenship that somebody will put a letter that they send that it's American citizen because we need to somebody we know, which is not our relative, living
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Well, when we were filing for extension on the green card, the 10 year, we had a problem with our son. They, I don't know
Mm.
what the problem was. They're saying, oh, he needs to file this separate, and the lawyer's saying, no, they're wrong. They're wrong. I'm going to file for you. So I get this letter at the same time as the lawyer, and I'm like freaking out. It's like she says, don't worry about it, Merck. We got it covered. They're wrong, and I'm going to send them a letter telling them wrong, and I'm going to send the copy that we already sent them. So we didn't have to work. It took the stress off me.
Yeah. Hi, Wolf Journey. In the embassy, some of the people say it's yeah, and someone says wrong or no when you go to different people. So that's kinda hard here. Right? Remember those?
Yeah, you can't get a straight
That
answer
they
sometimes.
said like, oh, this is what you're gonna do. And your second call, they say different.
Yeah,
It happens to us multiple
Yeah.
times.
you get
Then
different.
when you get information offline, whether it be Google or YouTube or wherever, that information is different depending on what region you're applying from.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And they might not have had a problem, but you might have a lazy person working on your case somewhere in some basement somewhere, and they miss something, and oh, they'll just send you a letter. Oh, incomplete
Yeah,
information. You need to
like
refile, and it's a headache. And I've
another.
heard stories both sides, and I just that lady that we hired, she's a godsend. She's wonderful. I would recommend her to anybody up in our region, but she's almost ready to retire. She said we're her last case.
wow,
My husband likes the sleeveless top and short. What, George?
short for being in the Philippines.
Ah, I see.
COVID. So her husband's like us, smart.
Of course, when you're wearing a jacket, it's so hot there.
I saw people wearing a jacket in the Philippines. I didn't understand it, but I saw it.
Hmm. Yeah, back to yeah. You're in a good one. I mean, Mercury, because you have two people to file.
Right.
Well, the other thing is, one thing I know from being in government, and I'm sure you do too, if there is paperwork and a lawyer's name is attached, that lazy person may not be as lazy with it as they would be if there's not.
Correct. And it's not easy to dismiss somebody that does that for a living. You and I were laypersons, and it's easy. Oh, I don't know them. But when that lawyer's name or their firm is attached in the letterhead to that, they pay attention. Okay. The other thing that it appears happens is when you hire a firm, there's more of an intent there versus a
Yeah.
scam. There's more of a paper trail, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
and it makes them pay attention a little bit more. So the first time I messed up, second time, never happened again.
Yeah,
We pay the extra.
we had a boo-boo with an attorney we hired, and then we used Rapid Visa, which is very helpful. And then for more life citizenship, we did that ourselves
Okay.
because the government website was so easy. I mean, literally.
Right.
And then the dual citizen, Lorelei did it. So, but the key is when you're going to hire an attorney, it's having one that you believe in. The
Well,
one that
since
we hired first, we got recommended, but she definitely failed us.
uh, since we already hired and retained and built a relationship with this lady that does this in our area, um, she offered to do the citizenship for $400. The citizenship paperwork. To
I
me, that is I don't know. It could have gone up since the last time I talked to her. But even if it's $600 to $1,000, that's still well worth it to me. But 400, she says, I'll walk you to court. I'll walk you through the whole thing because the courts, the where we swear in, is only about a half mile from her office.
nice.
So yeah, and she's dealt with a lot of Filipina. Matter of fact, one of her secretaries was Filipina, and she got her citizenship. So she hired her actually. So she's got a connection with the Philippines. She loves the Philippines and Philippine people. So she has an infinity for the Filipina. So which is really good. Her and her husband are really great guys. They offered to take us scuba diving, but Mert don't swim and my wife don't swim.
Well, here in
Just get the fire,
Say again.
the the interior
Intertube.
intertube and use the water flu.
Yeah, here in Arkansas, we actually had to go to Fort Smith to the immigration office for all of the swearing in and all the biometrics. We made 3 trips to Fort Smith over the time.
Well, see, I have to travel for the biometrics. We have to travel about 7 hours away for the biometrics. But there's a federal courthouse an hour away from our house.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty good with that. And her office is right next to the federal courthouse. My wife and son can do their swearing in an hour from our house.
If we couldn't get sworn into the federal courthouse, we had to go to the immigration office.
Huh.
They made everybody go to the immigration office.
Maybe because we're so rural up here. I don't know. She says we can
Maybe.
swear in right at the federal. Well, she's friends with the federal judge. I don't know.
Yeah, no, here everybody had to go. In Arkansas, you go to Fort Smith. So for this state, no matter where you're from, Little Rock, you go to Fort Smith. Because that's
Okay.
where the office is. And they do everything right then and there. That's swearing in. But yeah, there's no courthouse involved for Arkansas, for here.
No, that's what we're doing, is swear in.
But it wasn't a courthouse. There's an immigration office.
Yeah, because last time you said that it depends if you here or you go there. But it just happened that we're assigned to go there.
Yeah, because they don't do it.
They do the courthouse when was Obama telling that all the people that who lives longer here can be American citizens.
All the free ones.
Yeah, that's why they got those. But the last time we went there because they don't have a time for here.
The people that got kind of grandfathered in under Obama went to the federal courthouse. But for us who applied, had to go to Fort Smith.
Right. Like we had to travel, like I said, 7 hours to get to the immigration office for the green card. Because my wife had a 2 year when she arrived. Then we had to apply for the 10 year.
Yeah.
And the lawyer said
We were in the same boat.
you won't have. She said if you have to do biometrics, you'll have to travel that 7 hours. But when that's done,
Yeah,
once the application for citizenship is
go
done,
there.
you come to everything will come to my office, and we'll go down. We could walk down it, like I said, 6 blocks away. She said we can walk down to the
That's
federal
nice.
courthouse and a federal judge can swear you in right there. That's what she said. So, and I trust
I
her.
think, yeah, I
But
believe
some of
it.
the swear in you can go in different court because it's a swear in they can. But everything legal paper like an interview and the biometric. What I
Hmm.
did, I went there to the embassy.
No,
What's the
immigration office.
immigration office?
Immigration,
Yeah.
Tama. Yep.
Yeah.
So for biometrics, because she'll have to do biometrics again, so will my son. You know, fingerprints and eye scan and the whole and fill out the paperwork,
Mhm.
and we'll have to do that again.
Yeah, and there's
And once you apply for that, and once it's approved, then we go back to her office. She'll set up a time. We go back to her office, and she'll take us right to the federal courthouse because it's a federal judge. That's what she said. So hopefully it works out that way. If not, I'll let you know. I won't be a
Yeah.
happy guy.
I think it'd be great if it works that way. And I don't see why it wouldn't. Here they put us in groups of about 40,
no, hold on.
and 40 people got sworn in at a time.
Yeah, what I did when I do the biometric is that the time that they give those handbook, like to memorize for the
Right. For the citizenship, the handbook
yeah,
asking you the three branches of government, and
it will,
now they're saying that before there's like 100 possible questions, they'd only ask you 10, but now they're saying
100,
they're actually asking you 100 now.
120. There's
Oh, 100.
120 possible, and they're asking you 20 out of the 120. So
Okay.
50% panic. I did a video on it
Right. Yeah, I did watch it.
and did, yeah. So that's it's the same thing. It just they've changed
Well,
some
they're
things
they're
up a little
saying
bit, but it's no
they're
harder than
saying now under the current administration that they're going to ask more. There's a bigger vetting through, and how many Americans can answer those questions? I mean,
I would
you
say
know
less than
what?
25%.
You're being generous in today's world with the education system we have. I would
Nope.
say 5%.
Yeah.
You
they
know
don't do
what
history.
are the three branches of government?
Yeah.
They don't do history in the college
It's
unless you go through the
well,
history.
basic government and civics.
That's
Well,
what is history.
American history is taught in high school. It,
Yeah.
it should be taught in high school, but now they're complaining that it's too aggressive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
most Americans don't even know their own history.
No.
that's not the
They
And when
know
it comes to government, I mean,
yeah,
legislative, executive,
judicial.
judicial, yeah, I had to learn that because I was a police officer. I had to know, what are the amendments and things like that. I don't know what it's online. They sent us a letter saying all these questions are online. You can just get them off. And but my wife's smarter than me. She's been studying.
Hi guys, how
Hey,
are you?
Steve.
Christmas, New Year, Steve Mail.
Well, and of course now you can just get like a little game on your phone and you can just answer the questions and play, and
That's what I do with a driver license. So
yeah,
just
you can just
I don't want to read long, so I just go the internet and practice there. The same thing in the citizenship because I
Mhm.
don't want to read the whole thing.
That's the next thing I'm gonna push. My wife, she wants to drive, but she's afraid to drive, especially in the snow. We get a lot of snow, and
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
but if something happens to me, especially at camp with a chainsaw or something,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she needs to
yeah,
drive.
her and my son need to learn how to drive. So that is this year's on the do list. We're gonna do that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Steve.
drove in the interstate because
Mhm.
before I was too scared. But since David get heart replacement, so I need to go there and drive there every day.
Yeah. It's just practice, you know. I mean, the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it.
Well,
But
like I
then,
told her, it's better to learn to drive in America than in the Philippines because I'm an American and I've been driving 40 years, 40 plus
yeah.
years. I don't like driving in the Philippines. It's better to learn here than go there and try to learn.
I agree.
It's hard to drive then.
It is. You're gonna have to. Yeah. But I. But anyway, hey Steve. By the way, we had a great Christmas and a great New Year. We're getting ready next week to go to Houston, Texas, and Dallas, Texas. So we got some traveling we're getting ready to do, which we're looking forward to getting out of the house for. We've been kind of cooped up for a long time. So, but
10 o'clock.
I'll tell you, we had a friend, Mercury, whose teenage son was killed in a car accident. And they had a son that was 10 years younger. And when he got to age, he didn't want to drive because he remembers what happened to his brother. And I told my friend, I said, look, you have to make him drive it. But look, you're going to have to teach him to drive. You're going to have to force him to learn how to get comfortable with a car and not be afraid of it. Otherwise, you're going to handicap them, especially in America. So I think it's important that everybody knows how to drive in America.
Right. Being a police officer for as long as I was, there are some people that just should not have a license. They can't walk and chew gum, let alone drive, because driving is a
You're so bad.
divided attention task. You have to pay attention. The car behind you, car in front of you, road signs, your speed, your braking distance. There's so many things to pay attention. Some people just don't have the capacity to pay attention to all those things to keep everybody else
I'm
safe.
going to
Case in point, one of my children. Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Hi there.
One
How's
of
your Christmas? Hi there.
Doing good, Steve. How are you? Mercury's online with us.
I'm just waking up from a nap.
But one of my children could not pay attention, and she ran into my trailer and pushed it through the garage door, and
Ouch.
almost got us in a couple of crashes. I said, "You're done. You are just not paying attention. You're not safe, and it's not for just us. It's for everybody on the road. We're not going to do it today." Well, she took that the wrong way, and I was very polite and nice about it. Um, she took alternative. She failed her driving test 4 times. 4 times. On the 5th time, she passed it. But I paid for the first one. The other 4, I did not pay for. I made her get a job, and every time she took it, she had to pay for it herself.
That's
I do
good.
my best, but well, she drives, but that's the horror story. You can't teach everybody. In being a police officer, I should know the traffic law and how things work. But I was the dumb guy in the passenger seat when I was trying, I guess, and had to replace a trailer in the garage door because they got smashed. Anyway, how you doing, Steve?
Oh, good. Yeah. How's your Christmas?
Our Christmas was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was good Christmas.
It's good. Mom was very quiet.
In
haven't had a
Australia.
Christmas like it. Australian, yeah. New Year's was very quiet. The fireworks was very subdued.
Mm-hmm. Same thing here. We didn't do anything but a little, just Lorelei and I.
Mm.
We had our children came over to visit. Got to see family. One at a time, masks on. The whole thing. The family,
Yeah.
their family came over. We had the masks on, a couple hours at a time, and then go and no hugs or anything, but Tried to be as safe as we could. We had a
Yeah.
good time.
My wife woke up to an earth tremor on Christmas Day. Did anyone hear about the earth tremor in the Philippines?
No, I did not.
You didn't? Oh, must have been pretty local.
Was that
Luzon.
Mindanao?
No, it was Luzon.
Oh, really? No, I didn't
Yeah.
hear about it. All our family's on Luzon.
Well, Cavite province to be more precise. It's
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little ways from us. Or where we
Batangas.
live.
Batangas was the epicenter. That's
Yeah, that's south. That's south of Papanga. So we didn't
yeah.
hear nothing on that from our family.
How big was it?
6.3.
Ooh. That's pretty good size.
Mm. It was this time 12 months ago that the volcano erupted.
Oh yeah.
Ta'al.
Yeah, Taal. Yeah, I've been through there. Visited Taal. When I seen that in the news, that was a pretty big event in that area. I got a friend. Matter of fact, he was on here tonight. He was in that area too.
I've seen some videos of it, and it's was very impressive in a sad way, but very impressive what Mother Nature can do.
Yeah. I was amazed that very few people were killed in it. It's I think only 1 or 2 people got killed.
Yeah, 2 years ago in Papanga, in San Fernando, that area, they had the big earthquake. And been talking to my wife. I'm trying to get her to do a live stream, or actually, even if it's just an interview video. She lived through the Mount Pinatubo, the 1991 eruption, and when she talks about it and she relives it, it's like I'm there. She was only a young kid at the time, so I'm hoping she'll come on soon and talk about it. What her family went through, what she went through as a young girl, traveling from Papanga to Manila in the front end of a front end loader, the bucket of a tractor. That's how her mom, and her brother got out of the danger zone. I couldn't imagine that. In the smells, she describes the smells, the sulfur smell, looking up at Pinatubo, saying it looked like cauliflower, a big plume of cauliflower in the sky, and she thought the world was ending. So I hope she comes on soon and does that. But when she's
Yeah.
comfortable, we can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to let you all go. I do have to get going. My wife wants to finish our show, and we're gonna go to bed. I'm 2 hours past my bedtime, 2.5 hours past my bedtime.
Yeah.
So
Well, we appreciate you, Mercury, and we will see you when we get back from Houston, Texas.
awesome. I'll be here. I'll try to come up. I haven't been on much anywhere, but I like coming on your show when I have the chance. Usually Tuesday's a good night for us.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Take care. Nice seeing you again, Steve. Tell your
Yeah.
wife she's not there, but give that little brown wiener dog a hug for me. I miss my dog.
We'll do it.
All right. You guys have a great night. Take
You
care.
too.
Bye.
So, Steve, how are things going otherwise?
It's very quiet. It's still we're still on. Well, I'm still on school holidays. School doesn't go back until the 27th.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
So do you teach or what do you do?
I would teach in the high school, the casual.
Wow. I taught for about 25 years up at a local community college.
What's a college?
Community college.
Community college. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I was
rephrasing.
government OSHA safety guy.
WHS. We call it WHS, Work Health and Safety.
Mm-hmm. So I did that. I taught at classes, put on conferences. I trained the government and did a lot, So I always enjoyed when Christmas break would come.
Yeah. Are you still working or are you retired?
I retired.
You're retired, okay.
Yeah, I retired 5 years ago. That's partly why we're going to move to the Philippines, so we can enjoy retirement.
Oh, okay.
Lorelai misses the Philippines, and me being retired, I don't care where we live.
Okay. Do you have any property to sell? Do you have to sell property, or you do?
Yeah, we are in the process of selling our belongings, and we hope to be in the Philippines by May or June, if all goes well. And we've already sold one of our cars, and then we'll have our house to sell, and then I have some other business dealings that I got to resolve before I can go to the Philippines. Because we don't plan on coming back.
Oh, okay.
We don't, or not to live here again. We may come back for a visit, but we don't plan on owning property in America anymore.
Oh, okay.
And part of it is I want to make sure Lorelai's taken care of. So we'll buy a place in the Philippines debt-free that she'll be able to own forever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. That's kind of our plan. Are you hoping to live in the Philippines, or are you hoping to bring her to Australia?
Well, Edith is happy to come here. She's got two younger sisters living in Sydney. When it's sort of a long drawn out process, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has Australia started to open up their borders or anything yet? Or you guys?
No, it's the Australian airline Qantas is talking about resuming flights in July. That's pretty optimistic, I think. But it depends on the government opening up the borders. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys had any confirmed cases of the new pandemic thing?
There's been a couple of outbreaks in New South Wales and Victoria, and Sydney and Melbourne. In the single figures like 8 in Sydney. It's reasonably under control. the contact tracers do an excellent job, and I don't know how they do it. It'll be well before that we get the vaccine. They're talking about early March.
Yeah. That's what they're saying here is about March.
Yeah.
But we've only had a few, I don't know how many, but only a few cases of the European strain. You know, we're starting to see some of the new version of COVID-19. So,
Okay.
just a few, not many at all, but just, 10 or 12 throughout the country. So we don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen here in the United States. So,
No, it's.
and then of course the Philippines keeps changing how they do things from a travel standpoint.
Yeah, it's. Yeah. So there's a travel ban on international arrivals until mid-January, is that right? January
the
15?
15th.
Yeah.
But then they can easily just reevaluate and extend it.
Yeah. I think it's the president has the main say of it in it too.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, what they do. I know they want to open up their borders again for tourism. I know they need the money, but
Yeah. Where do you hope to settle in the Philippines? Is it Visayas or
yeah, Cebu.
Cebu? Yeah, I've got a friend who's in Mactan
Mactan Island. Yeah.
Island. Yeah,
Yeah, with the
he's a
airport.
pastor.
Yeah,
Yeah, not far from the airport.
yeah.
He's been there for years. He's been there for 10, 20, probably 23 years now.
Yeah. It's a busy little island.
Yeah, it's last year was a difficult year for him with the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
The church opened up a school, but as you probably heard, all the schooling has gone online over there. So all the kids, the parents pulled the kids out of the school and nearly bankrupted the whole school. You couldn't afford to. Well, they couldn't send them there.
Yeah. My wife's sister.
Sorry, your wife's sister. I missed that. It's broken up.
She's a public school teacher.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So she had to adapt to the online thing pretty quick. She worked in private school. And if this could have lost her job in private school.
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah. But we're going to go to Cebu City, the main part, but probably an outside of the city, an hour away from the city.
Oh, okay.
Real estate is very expensive in the heart of the city.
Yeah. Yeah. Tagaytay, where my wife is at the moment, it's expensive there, but that's also a tourist, very touristy there. Not in the same way as Cebu is.
Yeah.
It's high. It's about 2,500 feet.
I know this sounds bad, but what I'm hoping is when we get there that we will be able to buy, let's just say, a 10 million peso house for 5 million pesos, you know, because of the pandemic driving the market down.
Oh, it's driving the market down over there. Okay. Mm.
Yeah. There's a lot of foreclosed homes.
Oh, okay.
So we hope to.
Yeah. I've got a brother-in-law. He's hoping to sell a condominium in Tagaytay for 15 million pesos. I'm not sure whether it'll sell. But
Yeah, they're saying right now's a bad time to sell anything in the Philippines.
yeah.
And condos especially. So, you know,
Yeah.
but the good thing for us is in the United States, the housing market is sky high.
Yeah, it's the same in Sydney too.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, it probably rose during the pandemic.
Ours has. Ours has.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I told Lorelei, we don't have to be in a big hurry to sell our house. We'll wait until the very end because we'll get more money. And two, it will sell in 1 or 2 days.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty quiet here now. It must be getting late where you are.
It is. It's about time for me to go to bed.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
But Steve,
Only
it's
half
good to see you. I'm glad you're doing okay.
Yeah. I like to come on here occasionally when I can.
Well, we
Yeah.
like to keep everybody, going and motivated. So
Yeah. Especially if you put a new year, need a boost.
we do.
Hmm.
We do. We all need it. We all need that connection.
Mm.
So, but we appreciate you.
Okay then. God bless, and I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Take care.
Bye.